plenty, so from early in the year I save. I don't buy my ticket to all parties, so this season I'm pulling up brave. So when I reach outside my venue, nobody ask me who link you, who send you. I just picking out artists and shows with me like food on a Japanese menu. Now I watch all my friends, them good last year, they party for the whole year straight. And this season come them having problems when they want to pass by certain gates. So when I have to hand pick all the party, I just get to watch them and laugh. I go with any stage show, link with any artist, get pictures and autograph, we rolling in all of them. Hey, it could be in a my tie, could be in a black tie party. Tell them it ain't no problem, we rolling in all of them. It could be in amnesia, insomnia, dawn in the morning. I don't tell all of them. We in everything, yeah we in everything. And we ain't asking no one for anything. Get in a party, you put on me many bling. Because I like the floss like anything. So when I'm ready right now to make my entry, nobody ask me about complimentary. I don't pay my money for the VIP. Watching girls like this documentary. Party down in the valley of Maracas. Or Sunday on the mountain peak. Or New Year's night up in Grande. When the sucker fed people meet. It could be fire fed water or army. It could be island people are trying. One thing not to know that me ticket done by. No way, I staying outside. We rolling in all of them. Hey, it could be in a my tie, could be in a black tie party. Tell them it ain't no problem. We rolling in all of them. Hey, it could be insomnia, amnesia, and down in the morning.
Girl, I say, baby, I see you there when you stand up. You're watching me with your hand up. A little wine on your butt up. Hey, yes, I like it. Little grin when you back up. You hold my hand when I stand up. Everybody here turn up in the air. Cause we like it. When the lights go down and we in between each other's eyes. No spoilers are wrong. Ain't nobody here to kill the vibe. Just focus on me and I will lead you on to fantasize. And you realize that I like it when you drop your bumper and tell me you want me. Want me wind up on you. Drop your bumper and tell me you like it. When I light up on you, drop your bumper and tell me you want me. Want me wind up on you. Drop your bumper and tell me you like it. Tell me you like it. Girl, I say go down. Why do the ground go down? Just drop it down, go down. Why do the ground go down? Just drop it down, go down. Why do the ground go down? Just drop it down, go down. Why do the ground go down?
This is not the type of music for you to get on wild. This is music, sweet soca music. This is for we to chip, wine and dip, and just have a good time. This is music, sweet soca music.
If you see
I
me,
don't mind if you wine on me, but don't run up on hot and sweaty. If you're the kind of man that like hot jump, then you're not the man for me. I don't want you to lift me up, spin me around like some kind of top. Boy, if that is your plan, you should understand I'm not that kind of woman. So boy, don't rough me up, baby, rough me up. Boy, just don't rough me up, baby, rough me up.
if you see me,
Rough me up, baby, rough me up.
if you see me,
Rough me up, rough me up. When I start wine, boy, better wine. When I start roll, boy, better roll. When I start to walk, boy, better walk. Boy, better walk, boy, better walk.
if you see me,
Wine, boy, better wine. When I start roll, boy, better roll. When I start to walk, boy, better walk. Boy, better walk, boy, better walk.
if you see me now. Drunk and staggering, just tell somebody make room for me. Right beside a girl that walking. On anything that dress always swing is good vibes we sharing. They cannot remember who I am, but they don't care, cause we in the fed line. Oh, yeah. Any stranger that we bounce upon from any land, see we socializing. Oh, yeah. Shouting that's my family, cause we link up and get on like we is family. That's my family. Don't care where you come from, all of we is family. See that girl in the band, family. Stranger you wine on, family. DJ right there, family. Spreading love in the day, family. Let the game be far, family. Both big or small, family. Like the whole day.
Everybody knows I always have my flags, I
And everybody knows I always have my flags, I. And whenever we come through, the whole place just get hype. Hear me now. I don't really care when nobody wants that. I don't really care when nobody wants to. No worry about me, we no worry about you. And I don't really care if nobody wants cause money in my pocket and drinks in my car. Everybody know just put you something new. Come now we rock up the place like there is no tomorrow. Come now we rock up the place like there is no tomorrow. Come now we rock up the place like there is no tomorrow. Drink and pad up the place like there is no tomorrow. I see girls everywhere, I see rum everywhere. Revelers on display, you know that I'll be there. Put your drink in the air, put your cups in the air. Right now we can play, yeah. We come here to rock up the place like there is no tomorrow. Come now we rock up the place like there is no tomorrow. Come now we rock up the place like there is no tomorrow. Drink and pad up the place like there is no tomorrow.
A party promoter watch me and say she don't want me inside, she fed. A club owner she watch me and say she don't want me inside, she fed. Cause every time I reach in the dance and I hold on the woman and I start to prance. I leaning on all the box, I only mashing up speaker when I start to walk. When them girls start winding up, I mash it up. When them girls start walking up, I leaning on all the box. When them girls start winding up, I mashing up all the box. When them girls start walking up, I leaning on all the box. She wanna ride all day, all night. She wanna ride big boat, all night. She wanna ride all day, all night. She wanna ride big boat outside the all day, all night. This girl want me to provide no kind of bus, no train flight. It's only big ninja she like to take all day, all night. This girl want me to provide no kind of bus, no train flight. It's only big ninja she like.
All the road girls bouncing it, bouncing it, bouncing it. All my road girls bouncing it, bouncing it, bouncing it. Back it up and back it up and back it from your man. Back it up and back it up and back it from your man. Jack it up and jack it up and jack it from your man. Jack it up and jack it up and jack it from your man. Push back, touch the ground, kill him with it, kill him with it, kill him with it, kill him with it. Grind it all around, kill him with it, kill him with it, kill him with it, kill him with it. Push back, touch the
Walk up on the road.
To the ground again. Lift it up again. Go to the ground again. Lift it up again. Go to the ground again. Lift it up again. Go to the ground again. Lift it up.
Boy, Bashment in town. Check out the gal them winding down. Watch out the gal them grinding down. Pick it up, gal, make bumper spin round and boy, this a the go down remix. And all of the gal show off your new tricks. Mr. Marshall alongside Little Rick. Let me see you move your body like this. Gadam, 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 gadam. Chuck it down, gadam, 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 gadam. Ow, don't stop down there. Come up, come up, come up, come up, right, come up, come up, right, come up. Chuck it down, come up, walk it down, come up, stick it down, come up. How much of my jokes you think you can stomach? Wine band you fall flat like a bum up. 2 milligram true, take care you can't come up. Make up your mind before you get turn up. Whining skills say that's a my thing. Can handle the best any style that you bring. Anyway you go down, me right up on you. Lift it up, spin wrong, you go get that do. Let me ask you, girl, who taught you to whine like that? I never know you got a whine like that. Who taught you to walk up like that? I never know you got a walk like that. Girl, who taught you to whine like that? Who taught you to walk up like that? I never know you got a whine like that. You ain't easy.
God says she a boring problem. She want me to help her solve them. She want get rude and bad, so me tell her to answer me 2 questions. I better say you can't empty your drink one time, then get a reload. Better say you can't take off your clothes, run half naked inna the road. When the music sweeter, she feel like she broke out. This me tell her to make the monster way in her come out. Put your hand on your knee and push it back. Hand on your knee and push it back. Put your hand on your knee and push it back. Get crazy, like say stepping crack. Girl, push back, push back, push back, push back, push back, push back, push. Girl, push back, push back, push back, push back, push. Go, 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 go. Ready to up it, ready to up it, ready to up it, ready to up it. Get rolling.
Switch again from 4 to 5. I sit up, no sleep, no side. Down the flank, now all you guys.
Get rolling.
Show me how you love to ride. Grip the corner, hold it tight. Make it sway from side to side.
Y'all ride.
Give me the bicycle wine. Jack it up, back it up one time. Up the wheelie and hold on tight. To the right, watch the ride. Give me the bicycle wine. Jack it up, back it up one time. Up the wheelie and hold on tight. To the right.
Them bam bam no stop. Rock carnival time when the girl them walk. Boy, them bam bam no stop. Make man stop, watch and just start to talk. Hey, this year so we come with a dance. Now not the time for we jump and prance. Now not the time for we misbehave. Everything done now the time and the place. Now it's the time to use your waistline. Ladies come take up the front line. You make all your roll like pants in your spine. You make hip to the side and roll your waistline. Can roll, show off the hips where you got can roll. Stick to the side and wind it back slow. Hand on your head and you're winding low, 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 low. Roll, show off the hips where you got can roll. Stick to the side and wind it back slow. Hand on your head and you're winding low. Girl, give them man the hook wine. Give them man the hook wine. Give them man the hook wine. Give them man the hook wine.
Everybody party. Everybody party.
So why you drinking? Johnny Walker. Do what she move, me know say I no water. She want more, so me give her in a brata. She harder. It's like if I'm in a Osaka. Enough girl come line up for we. 30 for me, 20 for skinny. I them worried, she can't see me. She drink her liquor, them fast off in it. Then, in at the party, I saw we line. I'm in love to see the girl, them whining. Then on the floor, tick, 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 tock. Tell a beat one time. Me don't text one, on to the next one. Me BB, so me telephone text one. St. Vincent, girl link with Jamaica.
Girls on my mind.
Shady said, girls on my mind, buddy. Shady joining into the conversation as well. Shady, you're joining the conversation. The big conversation that's taking place. Listen, it's going to be an interesting morning. But before we do anything else, let's go to the top at 7 o'clock. And that's Virginia Eastern Caribbean. Shady, let's go to the top and come back on the other side.
Share out the Christmas with Boom 106.9.
Sharing our love, our passion, and our goodwill to one and all.
Share out the laughter and fun.
Shino vibes like rice and peas on a Christmas morning.
Make time for friends and family this season.
Sharing the Boom family with your family.
Let's share out the Christmas with Boom 106.9.
One thing you know, from December start. Every day is Christmas. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Every day is Christmas. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. just a pick at the party. Girls are free coming. No 1 million comments. Dance all for the streets, no else. No member about no classes. You a good life street with them. Just dance to the beat, oh yeah. Dance all where the people say. Give me girl. I'm in rumming on me hand. I'm in rumming on me hand. Every day is Christmas. Give me girl. I'm in rumming on me hand. I'm in rumming on me hand. Every day is Christmas. Roll your bump on me, baby. Express how you feel today. Your soul set free when you reach the edge. Can't turn back now, girl. Feel yourself. Everybody so free. We lay your heaven and I give them hell. We the people say, dance all to the streets now. Give me girl. I'm in rumming on me hand. I'm in rumming on me hand. Every day is Christmas. Give me girl. I'm in rumming on me hand. I'm in rumming on me hand.
The number one morning show in the SBG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now. Are you feeling that Christmas feeling as yet? How about you, buddy? How about you? You gonna feel back there with my phone or did your thing? Your thing? Oh, no, man. Speak like you have something on your chest, man. Huh? You feeling the Christmas thing in there, though?
It's getting a little chilly in the morning.
Chilly in the morning. What about the night? Night into the morning, too, yeah. You normally wrapped up at night? You cuddle at night?
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth. That's... Go. Is he how he's walking? You see how he walk him? He just walk himself into trouble. You see how he just walk himself into trouble? Look at him. He gonna play the fifth. When he gonna just say yes or no? You see? Now then I will push more now, and then he go say, man, you gonna do me that, man? You know, other woman listening and I can't be doing that and that and that. You know what I mean? You see how you do that? Let me say some good morning to you. I gotta let you know this morning. Wow, it is going to be a booming morning this morning. Let me shout out the usual suspects first. Yeah. What's this? Classy James. Morning, Judy Davis. Good morning. Bernadette. Good morning. Glenda McIntosh. Good morning to you. Colin M. Franklin. Good morning. Sanchez. Good morning. Sanchez in Guyana. Listening from Guyana. Mary Isola Joyet. Good morning to you. Buenos dias, my buddy George. Wadada Mason, good morning to you. Highly flavored child, good morning to you. Yeah. Tanya, morning. Oh, Lord, Tanya, good morning to you. Where Bot? Tanya, where's Bot? Where's our friend Bot? Cedric Williams, good morning to you. So this morning is going to be a kind of a morning this morning, right? So here we do it. You see all that bacchanal from yesterday? We got more of that bacchanal from yesterday this morning. We got more from yesterday this morning. And some other bacchanal this morning. Because today is Wednesday. And we don't care Wednesday. We don't give two hells on a Wednesday. We just don't. We don't care. So what we're going to do, let me tell you how the lineup is going to go. We're going to take a commercial break. We got paddling with Buddy Van to take care of some security matters outside. You know, the security people that we go to when we want our security needs covered. We got him for 15 minutes or so. Then we got a special recording I'm going to play for you guys. So don't move, because immediately after Vance, I'm going to drop that recording on you this morning. And then Kongsa is going to come in.
We get the answer before pattern.
Well, got the answer before pattern. Yeah. So Woodsy, remember to check out Woodsy's. at 1133 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York City. Check them out. Remember, great menu, great food, great entertainment. As we get closer to the weekend, you got to check out Woodsies. All right? Make sure you go and check them out. Let's take our first break. We come back. We got paddling inside. And remember, don't move. Right after paddling, we're going to drop a big recording on you with regards to this EU thing and Prime Minister Gonsalves. And listen, don't move. Trust me, don't move. Let go, Shady. Bring it.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Hello, champions. I am Sinclair Stapleton, your best friend. Today I'm here to introduce you to the red and green Lviv Fruit Herbal Supplements. These products are going to help you to alleviate sickness and pains from your body. They contain 5 powerful fruits and vegetables: noni, acai, mangosteen, pomegranate, and goji berry. And what they do is that they are going to alkaline your body and help you to get rid of sickness and pains from your body. To get in touch with me, contact me at 784-454-7000. Let me repeat, 784-454-7000. I leave you with this tip. Every time you eat, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Ciao.
When using a conventional security camera with infrared lighting for night monitoring, people, vehicles, or other important objects can be blurry and blend into the background, making it difficult to identify details in black and white. ColourView technology by Hikvision enables cameras to produce colourful videos with rich details in extremely low light environments. Any detailed information, such as the colour of the hair and skin, colour of the clothing, will play a critical role in following authority investigations. The ColourView camera is also coupled with a supplemental light to keep its performance even in extremely dark scenarios. ColourView. View in colour, even in darkness.
Listen, I'm a mojito connoisseur. I've drank mojitos near and far. And when you want a good mojito, trust me, the only place to get it is Culture Barnville.
Cables, find that at Corazes. We have everything for your home at Corazes. Located in Kingstown, located in Annisville. They're brought diamonds and backward. Shop at Corazes. Hardware,
don't push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up till you're in a mode. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
Immerse yourself in our vibrant ambiance and savor the exceptional flavors of our delicious menu. Our menu is a treasure trove of flavors, offering an extensive selection of wines, liquors, cocktails, mocktails, shots, and mouth-watering dishes. Get ready for a taste of Vincentian hospitality like never before. We're open Monday to Saturdays from 3 p.m. until Hotel Alexandrina's Culture Bar and Grill, where flavors come to life.
The Patriot Company Limited. With services like terrazzo construction, terrazzo restoration, terrazzo maintenance, concrete grinding, pressure washing, janitorial services, carpet cleaning, home and office cleaning. We offer services at affordable prices. Call us for all your janitorial services and terrazzo services. It's the Patriot Company Limited, Green Hill, P.O. Box 2046, Kingstown, VC 0100. Or you can contact us at 457-6650 or 457-2057 or email the Patriot Company Limited at gmail.com or ncjackson4753 at gmail.com. The Patriot Company Limited, service at its best.
When using a conventional security camera with infrared lighting for night monitoring, people, vehicles, or other important objects can be blurry and blend into the background, making it difficult to identify details in black and white. ColourView technology by Hikvision enables cameras to produce colourful videos with rich details in extremely low light environments. Any detailed information, such as the colour of the hair and skin, colour of the clothing, will play a critical role in following authority investigations. The ColourView camera is also covered with a supplemental light to keep its performance even in extremely dark scenarios. ColourView. View in colour, even in darkness.
Find out more at Paladin SVG Inc. at telephone number 784-457-7241.
What's up, SVG? It's your boy Millennium Kid. Just want to let you guys know to share the love, share the laughter, share the joy, and share it with us this Christmas on Boom 1069.
Oh boy, Vance boy, oh Lars boy. You I don't know, boy. I don't like it's like every week you come, Vance. I used to always say, Vance, what good news you have for us now? No, I have to say, Vance, every week you come, you're coming with bad news. Vance, morning, buddy. Morning.
Good morning, Big, and good morning to all the Boom.
Put up a microphone. Yeah, put it up. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Vance, what the hell going on?
Well, it's basically, I don't know what this generation is going through. Everybody out there seems to, back in the days when we used to curse our stuff and maybe use we fist and punch each other. And then the next couple hours, we go down, we playing and we drinking some. These days now, a man just smash your foot and that's it. R.I.P. Unfortunately, that's all
you're seeing right now on social media.
Every minute you wake up.
All you're seeing.
Every minute.
In other words, if you don't know what we're speaking about, we had another murder last night, another homicide last night in the Georgetown area. And don't think, well, we just bring in vans every time there's, because it seems like this is what's happening. Every time there's a homicide, vans is here. You know,
it's like a regular thing.
Paddling is here every time there's a homicide. What in terms of your paddling and the strategy, you must feel like if, boy, so this is a special place. And St. Vincent is a good place for paddling because of the, unfortunately, because of the amount of crime and criminal activities that's taking place. Unfortunately, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
That is so true.
You know, what do you say? What do you say to people? Because you know these things starts from one level and it mushroom and it goes to the next. It goes in, and now if you don't feel the need to have security now more than ever, then something is definitely wrong. What do you have to say to people?
I go reiterate what you just said as well, and it makes plausible sense what you just said, because at Paladin we basically try to educate, inform, and let persons know that okay, don't be reactive when something happens, be proactive. You don't want to wait until something reach to your doorstep for you to take innovative actions. We know most persons right now, I think, in homeowners and business owners have who don't have as yet, which unfortunately don't have, they have a CCTV or alarm system on their to-do list. Maybe for Christmas, because we know Christmas is approaching. The busiest time for we homeowners and business, and also the busiest times for the so-called unwanted guests to your business and your home as well. So persons out there, maybe I'm thinking that they are contemplating having a video surveillance system and alarm system at their home and or business. But one of the things that I try to get to people and come in and say to them on a regular basis, on a weekly basis from Paladin, is that not just thinking about having a video surveillance system at your home or alarm system at your home, you want something that could easily do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
That is the main important aspect.
Right.
I've seen it so many times when persons are just randomly going out there, purchase a video surveillance system for their home. When push come to shove, unfortunately, something happened and they want to go back onto that recording, so they want to do this. Unfortunately, there's nothing there to be them to see because of the system that they have bought. We know persons are thinking about it, but we're saying to you out there, please ensure that you get the good quality system that does what it's supposed to do. These things that I mentioned with our camera system at Paladin do as standard is things that you're supposed to look for in a camera system. Before you make that purchase, research the products. Research what they can do, research the benefit from what they're going to do to you, research that the preventative measures that those systems can do to protect your home and or your business, because you're spending money. No matter how inferior the products are, you're still spending money. Right. So in other words, now spend your money wisely. Do something about it that is not only is it going to be a deterrent for criminals, it's also going to be beneficial to you, because when something happened, you could be able to see on your phone, you could be able to see on your tablet or your computer exactly what you're looking at, not something that is distorted. You got to figure out who this person is. Using a system from Paladin is very hard for that person to hide from us unless they have a mask on.
Right.
Because whenever that person's we camera pick up that person, you're seeing everything in detail so that you can be able to identify, well, ooh, that look like Shady. Oh, Shady is dark skin. Oh, look at Vance, because our system provides color imagery, same aspect that you see during the day.
HD quality.
HD color quality, and color as well, the color view system that we provide. So that's why I'm gonna say to persons out there, don't wait until it happens.
If yeah. Don't get into the if factor. That's what I
that is the only thing.
In other words, that's what they call Monday morning quarterback. Where you see, well, if they do this or if they done it, you know. And Christmas time is a time where a lot of things happen at Christmas time. People break, you know, a lot of those type of activities, you know, because our homicide rate is now up to 48. It's 48.
49.
40 to 49, one
Yeah,
too,
one-
but it's still
we don't
too
even
high.
know. We
It's
don't even
still-
know.
it's
We don't even
still
know
too
right
high
now.
because I keep on going up and going
Because
up.
I stopped counting.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is, I stopped counting. It's between 48 or 49, right? But beside that, there we have to think about the break-ins,
Yeah.
the robbings, you know, all those other activities that are taking place. You know, people breaking into people's homes and all of that, right? Is now is the time that you see in terms a lot of these things happen at Christmas time, because people leave their homes, they go shop, they're not at home, they're out, they're doing the shopping, while there are people out there surveillance in your place for you. Not surveillance to look to make sure that nobody don't go there, but to get inside,
Yeah.
right? What do you have to say to people when they're leaving their homes and making sure they have corrective measures in place?
One of the first things I've said to persons out there, when we're at Paladin, we tend to advise customers out there. The most important aspect is to ensure that your home is windows are closed, your doors are locked. Ensure those are locked before you go. If you have do a walk around your house. It's better to do a walk around your house, because a lot of times what these thieves tend to do is that because they know you're not going to be at your home, they tend to have ample time to work. They might come, you might be in a position whereby at the back of your house, you have burger bars. So most of the time you don't really think about why a burger bar is supposed to want to come in. But that thief might come the day before or earlier and also surprise that burger bar because they know that you are leaving. So basically, when you leave now, they have ample time to work and to get into your home. So one of the more important aspect we're saying to persons out there, when you're going to leave your home, take a 5 minutes walk around your house. Ensure that the windows are closed and so the doors are locked. Ensure you look for any kind of thing that is damaged so that the persons could come back and do something about it. If your gate, check your fences of them, because you gotta be real. It might sound like we're living the days in the wild west, but these are precautionary measures only will take about 5 seconds before you go. And one of the most important aspects as well too, when you get up in the morning, you take a shower, you get your family organized. One of the things that we tend to do, we tend to just go straight out our house. Now, having a video surveillance camera at your home, it just take out your phone, look at the cameras there and see what's going on in the house before you come out. Because
not just in the morning, at night.
Night time as well. Because just about to mention, you remember sometime back in the newspaper, I had this lady. You mentioned it last week when I was here talking as well. That who heard a noise outside.
Yep.
And she went out to investigate it, and that was the most unfortunate thing that she done. Yep. Having a system from Paladin, you're able to take up your phone, take up your tablet, go up on your TV, because if you're watching, maybe kids are watching cartoon in the morning before they get out the house, or you get the news in the background, just change over.
Everybody's got a smartphone.
A smartphone, yeah.
Connect your damn thing.
Yeah, connect. Just watch it and see what's going on out there. Protect your home. Don't wait until a police, because look, I remember last year, for example, the police have them crime prevention show that they do. Last year they did only one. We were just invited yesterday to another one. This is the fourth one for year that police have, because the police they're the one that have the statistic. They're the one that have the evidence. They're the ones that person go and report items to. And if you go to the police, they will tell you every facet of criminal activities have gone up exponentially compared to years gone by. Not just murder. Every facet of crime has gone up. And one of the things that reason why these police have these crime prevention seminars, we're going to be at, I think it's Heritage Square on December the 8th or the 9th around there, is to show people that, hey, your homes can be protected. Your business can be protected once you do it the right way and the smart way. And that is what we are offering at Paladin. We are offering you the opportunity to protect your home and your business the right way and the smart way with a fantastic video surveillance and a wireless alarm system at your home or your business.
Christmas is coming, as we said. We in the season. People start making their Christmas list gift. How about putting that?
Yeah.
Come to Vans.
You might be surprised it's much cheaper than this TV that they say want to replace it. It's very cheap, and you don't use that.
Or buying a TV for someone.
Yeah.
You know,
so give them a video surveillance system. Come by us with Paladin, talk to us, say, you know what, I want a surprise Bing for his Christmas present because Bing asked me for such and such. But what I thinking now, where Bing is living and also the things are happening around us, I think I should give Bing this. And then we go by the person, call the person, surprise him and say, come on, Shady, I bought your for the surveillance system. No,
gift certificate. Gift certificate from Paladin.
Not only are that gonna be protecting your home, it's gonna protect your loved ones, protect yourself, and protect every facet that you have, because Paladin system, as our customers out there can vouch for you, is second to none. We provide a brand. Our brand that we use is called Hikvision. Persons, if you go on Google and research Hikvision, you will realize that Hikvision have been ranked in 7 years running. I mentioned this last week again, I mentioned this again, for 7 years straight, the best video surveillance system out there. So that is the system that we offer. We could do like other companies offer different genres of things, but no, what we are providing to the Vincentian public is something that when you purchase it, you got that added peace of mind knowing that that's video surveillance system that you get from Paladin do what it's supposed to do, and also even more than what you expect it to be done.
What does this come with in terms of getting your system installed? How do you like this morning? People are waking up hearing our homicide rate is now 49. We're thinking we got a family, we got children, we got stuff that we want to protect, mostly our family. How the process? What do you do?
Well, the first thing person should do is give us a call. 457-7241. Repeat that number from Paladin. It's 457-7241. You could call me on my side directly, as I always mention the person. Office hours from 8 to 4. But after maybe most persons work, when they come home from work, you say, how am I going to contact Paladin? You could call Van's cell number. My cell number is 493-8241. Now, if you're in the vicinity of Kingston, you could visit our showroom, our office. We're located in Sharp Street. If you know where Cashews is, with the blue and white building next to there. And you could also, if you know where physical planning, because most persons building home have to get the permission from physical planning unit. Our office is directly opposite the physical planning unit. Give us a call, visit our office, tell us what you want us to do. We then make an arrangement to go to your home to do a free assessment. Remember, it's a free assessment. With that assessment, we do a walk around with you. We advise you to let you know, okay, what we suggest towards you, what we think is better for you, security-wise, whether it be your home and or your business. We make a recommendation of how many cameras that we think that you should need on your property. Now, one of the beauty about Paladin and our video surveillance system is our wide viewing angle our cameras have. Compared to most cameras who have between 85 and 90 degrees viewing angle, our camera system up to 120 degrees.
Wow.
So you cover
having
2 and 3, you have one camera that could cover that side of the house or your building. Also, our camera give you up to 100 meters, 100 feet in infrared at night. Remember as well to the main point from
what does that
cameras.
mean, infrared at
infrared
night?
Remember, most things happen at night time.
Right.
Now, we can't see the night. We're not dog or cat could see during the night.
Right.
So basically, you want something that could see during the night. Now, at Paladin, the infrared is basically the lens that the camera have during the night time that allow the homeowners or business owners to use their smartphone, look at their cameras and see outside as clear as day. And to even put an added advantage on that as well, at Paladin, our camera is color view. What that basically means, the same color that you see during the day is the same color you see at night. A standard camera comes with black and white and infrared system. What that means is that everything will look either black or white. It will cause, sometimes when you're looking for especially identification, it can be limited. But with our color view system, identification is easy. You could tell what color clothing the person wearing. You could tell the different shade in the person complexion. You could tell whether this person have on a gold teeth, a gold earring. You could tell whether their hat is black or they have an emblem in their hat, what clothing they wear, what color the shoes they have. So whenever you reach a stage where the police have to be involved, it's easy to identify them. Sometimes these thieves, as we know, at times come with masks on, but a lot of times they come in clothing. And when they're clothing now, they tend to, not for say they're gonna rob and that clothing, they're gonna take it out the package and the first time they wear it. A lot of times these persons tend to get his clothing that they wear regular. So you might somebody might have a mask on, yes, and they might have a shirt on with an emblem in a certain color. And when the police now are showing these things on whether it be Facebook or on the TV, somebody will draw to attention. Wait, I saw this guy who the same thing, the same shirt, and then could tell that police. That's what a color view system does. Now, if you had an infrared system, the normal black and white, identifying that color, won't be able to do that. So when person do the free assessment, we go to their home, we do the assessment for them. We come back to the office, we do the quotation for them. That quotation, we are advise the person if they want us to do installation, because we give you that option. We could provide you the equipment and you get somebody to do the installation, or we do both. Most persons let us do it because we are professional in what we do.
Yeah, and you see our equipment.
And we see our equipment. We know it more than everybody else.
You know your equipment.
Yeah, so when we give you that quote, You know that quote will basically include the camera. If it, for example, is a video surveillance system, it will include the camera. It will include a network video recorder. That's the device that basically record what the camera sees. It will also include a hard drive. The hard drive is the heart of that camera that stores the information, what the camera sees, and the network video recorder record.
So you can go back.
You could go back. You could back and play back. It depends on the size of the hard drive you use. Whether a 1 terabyte hard drive,
Right.
say for example, if you have 4 cameras, might give you between 7 to 9 days of storage. If it's a more cameras, is 8 channel. It depends on the size of the terabyte. It give you more days, so you could able to go back as you mentioned. The quotation will include cables because people have to realize that cameras use a different cable than electrical cable. The cable is either Cat 6 or Cat 5. We tend to use Cat 6 because what we find with Cat 6, it gives you a better imagery and a better quality than the Cat 5s. So as well too, on that we'll have the installation of the cameras, individual cameras, installation of the NVR, and of course materials. Now the materials are dependent. If the person have a drop ceiling, which basically means the cables could be up in the roof, but if the person don't, we use either of trunking or conduit, because when we go to your home and do your installation, one thing my boss always reiterate with us, the technician at our work, 1 or 2 days of reinstalling a system by your home is a lifetime for a customer. You don't want to go to a customer home and put in wire cables and disrupt the aesthetic that person have their home.
Right.
So we tend to be professional in what we do. So whenever we leave your home, there is little unknown wire showing. You shouldn't even know that we are there. We do the work properly. The camera system go up. The camera system is function. We explain every facet to you what the camera system does, how to troubleshoot if there's a problem. And again, we always on standby if there's a problem that you could contact us. Whenever the cables are run, we ensure that there's neatness and everything so that you could be pleased with the work that you do. We do.
We all the time though, Vance. An average system installation will take approximately. If I call you like this morning, I wake up and I, Jesus Lord, we up to another homicide. We thinking Christmas is coming. People come to thief, they're going to kill you. You know, a thief man will kill you if he finds that you're gonna get him. He's gonna get caught, right? An average installation time.
Average installation from Paladin. And that's we go for.
They call you this morning.
They call you this morning and you say to me, okay, I want a quotation and they say like if sometimes it depends on where the person live. If they live like a far region sometime and they want it now for now, I will say to them, okay, then hey what I can't, maybe they know that I can't come and do the assessment.
Right,
so they will send some photos for me. So I will look at those photos. If the person let me use a 4 camera system.
I want a photo. Say Vance, just come and install. Just
right.
Come.
It's a 4 camera system a person doing, including materials, including labor, everything. You're talking about between $3,500 or $3,700 for a 4 camera system with everything in the facet, including installation and materials.
Okay.
So imagine a 34-inch smart TV.
Yeah,
that's about like $4,000 plus.
People spend more than that this Christmas time.
It's Christmas time. Because remember, and then again we mentioned in Christmas time, we know that traditionally Christmas we open a home, we clean in, we've got barrels coming in. Now when we get in, we've seen a truck or van pass with 4 and 5, 6 barrels. Now the thief man know that you have 4 and 6, 5 barrels coming by you. Guess what? That's shopping spree for them. So you gotta protect your home. Protect your home. Give Paladin a call. Our telephone number is 457-7241. You could visit our office. We are located at Sharp Street next to Cashways. You could even call my cell phone number 493-8241. You could go on Facebook, visit our Facebook page. We are Paladin SVG. Our name to spell it is Paladin SVG. Give us a call now. Don't wait until thing which we have put your doorstep before you react towards it.
Vance, I want to thank you very much. You know, unfortunately, we out of time. But you know, like I said, these days, every week you come now, it's bad news, Vance, and it's not good. It's not news, Vance. You know, but if ever there's a time when you need to consider your personal security, meaning security for yourself and your family, it's now. Call Vance, call Paladin. Okay? Call Vance, call Paladin. Thank you very much. In other words, this morning we're waking up, we're hearing that we've got another, our homicide rate is up to 49. We've had another homicide last night, and the numbers are going up. You know, some people are predicting that before the end of the year, that we're gonna do 52, and these are not things that we want to be predicting. These are not things that we want to be talking about. But it's a conversation we're going to have this morning. We have to have it. we're going to have this conversation this morning. Okay? I say it's already trending on our live feed, but it is sad. Before we go there, though, yesterday we had another conversation. And that conversation was about the EU agreement, which started on an article which was written by Kenton Chance. And I don't wanna cross over into Council's time, but the person at the center of this controversy that in the Caribbean was a guy by the name of Gordon, who was his father, they call him Gordon from the Catholic Church, who was once in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, now moved back to Trinidad. And he raised the issue about the signing of this agreement with the EU and Caribbean states, and who signed and who didn't sign. And Shady, I've got a recording from Father Gordon, his father Bishop Gordon, and what he said, and in his own words, so that what you hear, and he's saying it in his own words. Shady, and I want to say, Council, it's going to go over a couple of minutes, so Council, bear with us, please, because we want to play this, because people read at the story, but hearing what he say is more important, because the story may have missed out some of the things that he said. Shady, let's go. Start that recording, may please.
Today
that video recording,
is a very special day in the world.
Come on.
It's a once-in-a-generation day. Today, 79 nations are meeting. The African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations are meeting to sign a document. And it's an EU agreement with the African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. And the document is written as a trade agreement and as agreement of support financially, etc., for the African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations. But embedded in that agreement,
Gordon speaking, but Council is backstage.
Today is a very special day in the world.
After Council, we're going to do it after Council. Let's bring Council first, and then we're going to do it after him because it's 7:45. So let's get Council in. It's now time for Council Jomo Thomas it's 7:45. Let's go.
Plain talk. Plain talk with Jomo Thomas.
So much things to say right now. All you talk now.
On OMG.
Good morning. Good morning, Bing. Good morning, Shady. I'm not sure if Stephen is in this morning.
No, he's not in this morning because of work requirement.
Okay, he's not. Good morning, most of all, to your listeners.
Yes. Good morning.
I think it's good that you are emphasizing and re-emphasizing what people think are some of the implicit embedded things in the Samoa Agreement. And the Samoa Agreement is that agreement between the European Union and African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. And as I said yesterday, this is not a new agreement. And I saw in an extensive piece by Kenton Chance, Pastor Dr. Richards, highlighted the historical movement from the Lomé Agreement to the Cotonou Agreement, and this agreement is just a continuation of that. It's fundamentally a trade agreement, but as I said yesterday, international organizations or countries on whom many small developing countries depend in signing these agreements are signing them not because of any goodwill. It's not because they want us to be better off. They are signing agreements with us because they want to ensure that they can sell their products, that they can sell their ideology, they can sell their culture, they can sell their history, they can sell their hegemony. They want to sell stuff to us, or they want us to feel comfortable with importing what they have. Because you got to know that developed countries, which are in the main European countries, white people believe that they have a handle on everything. They have an answer to everything, that they say that they are the high culture. So there's that white supremacy, you know, and the historian, the American historian, the Black American historian, John Henry Clark once said that Europeans do not only control the world, they control information about the world. So many of us don't know our history because that history was buried. It's like what is happening today. You go onto the internet, and depending on what you are looking for, it is suppressed. So you have to dig deep. And sometimes even when you find it and articulate it, because of the dominant views about the world, we are told that what we are saying or doing is misinformation or disinformation, or worse, fake news. And we saw that assault, particularly in the last 2.5 years after the declaration by the World Health Organization of the what I call the COVID pandemic. So that is an important, the Samoa Agreement is an important flagpole, a flashpoint for discussion and concern. But I believe, and people should talk about it, and people should get answers from the authorities. And I saw where Prime Minister Gonzalez responded and said, well, oh, you know, this may not deal with same-sex issues or abortion issues or transgender issues. And that's good to hear him say that. But I believe, and I want to talk about this morning, there is an agreement which, in terms of reach and significance and impact, is far more significant and important than the conversation that we are now having on this Samoa Agreement and the implications for us accepting it. And you heard well what Bishop Jason Gordon has said. And what I want to talk about this morning is the new international health regulations, which are being currently discussed and which would come into force in May of next year. Because these new international health regulations, which are intended to be an advance on the health regulations which were installed in 2005, may have even more dramatic impact on our lives. So there's the new international health regulations, which should come into force in May 24th, are amendments to the 2005 International Health Regulation. And what it does is fundamentally to offer more power to the World Health Organization. And in that, the World Health Organization would be allowed to have the total and final say into the health regime or the health responses of sovereign nations. And if you are not concerned about that, you should be. What that means is that the authority of domestic authorities, of domestic governments, legislatures, would be with away. And the bureaucracy, international bureaucracy, which finds its headquarters in Geneva or in Guyana, if we're talking about Capra, would take control. And this is all in the pretext of protecting the people. So they would be able, and you know that as we saw with the COVID pandemic, they had total immunity. They are going to, when this new change which is coming, they are planning to widen the concept of public health emergency rather than previously where we have virus-induced emergencies, as we saw with bird flu and COVID, the first COVID outbreak in 2005, and then this one beginning in 2020. We are going to see them now begin to make decisions in terms of health emergency having to do with climate change. And where there's that. It's a pincer motion. You have the new the new international health regulation, and there's also the new pandemic treaty. And the new pandemic treaty, once it's signed, once it is put into stream, would give 18 months for discussion. 18 months. And if governments are opposed to it, they would have to write a note of rejection to the head of the World Health Organization. And if you recall, last year, a stream of African countries had expressed their outrage and their disapproval of this these new international health regulation and the new pandemic treaty. I don't know how much hand wringing was done, how many pressure were placed, how many people were bribed, and so on. But I do recall a strong rejection from the African countries. The World Health Organization would, under this new plan, which would come into existence in May of 2024, I want us to recall and to take heed and to remember, May of 2024, that is a mere 6 months away when this comes into effect. The World Health Organization would be able to do the self-authorization of when pandemic is declared. It would not be, remember, in November of 2020, in December of 2020, our government declared a medical health emergency and made it retroactive to March of 2020. Under this new regime that's coming into place, the declaration would be a universal international declaration. It would not wait for individual governments to do it. In other words, once the World Health Organization says there's a public health emergency of international concern or international significance, that triggers and puts it into place. The recommendations of the World Health Organization would become binding. There would be no exemptions from that. There would be, if we thought we saw information control and censorship and manipulation during the COVID pandemic, if our government signs on to this, we are going to see even more of that. In fact, they are talking to deal with this censorship. They're saying there's an infodemic of misinformation. So they are going to do increasing, like now you can't, if you say something about any kind of health thing, no matter how specialized the scientist or the doctor is. They tell you, oh, this has not been checked. This has been fact checked and it's wrong. Right? So there's going to be information control, censorship, and manipulation going deeper and more pervasive than what you have in the 2005 International Health Regulation. There are going to be no checks. There are going to be no balances. It's going to be what the World Health Organization says. And fundamentally, what that means is the end to science as we know it. Because if nobody can check what is being offered by the authorities, then it means that you're not going to have a lot of science. Because there time and time again, what passed for science, what passed as being safe and effective, was proven not to be safe and effective. And we saw that with the COVID pandemic. There's not going to be any accountability. There's going to be full immunity, as we have seen during the COVID pandemic. And in the case of the World Health Organization, where it sits in Geneva, it has full tax exemptions. It can do whatever it wants to do with whatever money it has. And all of this would amount to an assault on the fundamental human rights of the people. So I put this out there. I know it may not be as sexy as the what is now trending, but I want to put it out there to let our people know that sometimes certain things are put up in front of us so that we are distracted from other things which are even more deadly and deceitful and insidious. So talk as we want, as much as we want, about what may be implied in the Samoa Agreement, but pay attention, because in the next few months, we will be confronted with something. And if we don't ventilate it, if we don't question it, if we don't interrogate it, we could be locked into a situation where the next, because we are hearing these guys telling us there will be a next pandemic. I mean, you can project, but you can't speak with certainty, because as we know, when you had the flu pandemic of 1918, it took 100 years before they came up with something else. And increasingly now, the world population is convinced that what passes for pandemic in recent time, from AIDS up to now, are really lab-induced destructive policies intended to harm significant sections of the population. So we need to be talking to our governments, asking, just like how the question was asked of Prime Minister Gonzalez as to what is happening with this Samoa Agreement and what it means. We need to ask similar questions to Prime Minister Gonzalez and other leaders of our government, including members of the opposition, because they should be following and trending these things. What is happening in regard to the proposed new amendments to the International Health Regulation of 2005 and the proposed new pandemic treaty, which is also intended to come on stream in May of 2024, but allowing for 18 months of conversation and discussion. I think that's my take for this morning.
All right, Councillor, if you don't mind, I wish that if you can stay on just a little bit, please. All right, let's go to the top.
No problem at all.
Let's go to the top and come right back, Shady. Let's to the top. It's 8 o'clock in SVG and come right back.
Share out the Christmas with Boom 1069.
Sharing our love, our passion, and our goodwill to one and all.
Share out the laughter and fun.
Shino vibes like rice and peas on a Christmas morning.
Make time for friends and family this season.
Sharing the Boom family with your family.
Let's share out the Christmas with Full 1069.
Father God, do me a beg ya. No, I said don't rush this thing. I must have beg you hurry up a little bit. Quick, that please.
When I think me are the man for the assignment, forgive me and them I get slippery. Father God, me I beg you stop test me. We got empty. Feel like me a dead, can't manage. A time for you bless me. Take me off for your strongest soldier list. And now your strongest soldier list. Forgive me, forgive up. We need help and strength and more than them pain and them pain.
The number one morning show in the SVG.
Morning.
OMG in the morning.
Come on now. Council, it's really scary hearing these things. You know, it's very scary. But especially for small island developing states like ours, where we need every bit of dollar and cents that we can get to survive, it's like if we are placed in a situation where it's a blackmail. Like, if you don't do this, then you can't get this.
It is a blackmail.
And it's really, really scary. And I was trying to get in this thing with Bishop Gordon before you came on, and I want to hear your comments on the. We're going to play the audio, which we'll play now because it's not the video we're trying to play. And I want to hear your comments on it, please. If you can, give us a couple of minutes to go ahead. Go ahead, Shady, please.
It's a very special day in the world. It's a once-in-a-generation day. Today, 79 nations are meeting. The African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations are meeting to sign a document. And it's an EU agreement with the African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. And the document is written as a trade agreement and as agreement of support financially, etc., for the African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations. But embedded in that agreement, and when it is signed, it is for 20 years, it cannot be revoked. When it embedded in that agreement is anyone who signs that agreement will have abortion legislation in their countries. They will have to impose abortion legislations, transgender, LGBTQ, comprehensive sex education. A whole range of values will be imposed because of the signing of the document. And what a wonderful day to have this reading. That leaders are not there for themselves, they are there for God. And they don't represent their ideology or their need to beg or their need to find whatever. They're there to represent what is right, what is true, what is noble, and what is beautiful. That's what leaders are there for. That's why they are elected. And the terrible thing is that we don't have a culture of advocacy in Trinidad and Tobago with our leaders. We put them there and we think, okay, they run themselves for the 5 years, and then after the 5 years, we decide to put them back or change them. And we don't see democracy as an engagement with the leadership in an ongoing conversation about what is good, true, noble, and beautiful for the nation. And so we put them there, and well, it's their business. But if they sign this, for 20 years, the nation is going to be in trouble. For 20 years. For 20 years. Now, people think that we are in a post-colonial society. And I keep hearing the term, and I keep asking myself, I don't know what they're talking about. There's nothing more colonial than LBGT ideology. Nothing more colonial than that. Biden has a document that he has signed that every department of America interfacing with every other country must make this a mandate in any relationship between the states. The EU is imposing upon us an ideology that is not ours and a value system that is not ours. And if we don't understand and wake up and smell the coffee quickly, we will find ourselves with values, with laws, with expectations, and with things being touted as rights that have nothing to do with us Caribbean people. Wake up and smell the coffee. It ain't far away, it's right here. Thank God, I understand that our government is not signing the document today. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. That our government got wind of it, has seen and understood, and they're saying they don't have enough information to be able to sign today. Thank God for that. Jamaica came out clearly and said, we are not for sale. But we are not for sale. Sorry. They came out upfront, publicly, and said, we're not for sale. It's the rest of the small islands of the Caribbean that I worry about today. Because whoever signs that document will then have to impose laws on their people that are not in keeping with the culture, values of us Caribbean people. And it will be a colonial imposition one more time on small, fragile states, on Africa, Pacific, and us here in the Caribbean. Now read, let me go back to what the scripture says. I'm talking about what the scripture says. Listen to what it says. If as administrators of their kingdoms you have not governed justly, nor observed the law, nor behaved as God would have you behave, he will fall on you swiftly and terribly. Ruthless judgment is reserved for the high and mighty. The lowly will be compassionately pardoned. The mighty will be mightily punished. We can't keep our eye on the short-term benefit of a trade treaty promising us trinkets and glitter. We have to keep our eyes on the long-term benefit of the kingdom of God, on heaven itself, and on what God has asked us and put into our hands, both to foster and to protect. The dignity of the human person is not for sale. It is not for sale. And we, today, I see today as a day of mourning. I am relieved that Trinidad is not signing just yet. But I am not relieved that 79 nations are coming together today with a document that will impose upon them conditions that many have not understood, the sub-clauses and the hidden agendas in those documents.
Wow. Council, that's Bishop Gordon there. I see you making some notes. It appears to me as if you're doing that. Your take on what Bishop Gordon had said, that he's concerned about
a most powerful commentary by Bishop Jason Gordon. We know that he speaks truth to power. He was here. Some say he was drummed out of here. He speaks to some very important questions. And I like the way he started, because I have mentioned this time and time again. Post-colonial St. Vincent or post-colonial Caribbean is really not post-colonial. And the proof of that is reflected in the fact that upwards of 80% of our capital projects come from loans or grants or whatever. And if other people have such a stranglehold over your developmental strategies, then you have real problems. So whereas you have flag independence, you don't have genuine independence. Neither do you have people's ownership and control. Jason Gordon makes the point that the powerful will be dealt with powerfully. No, the mighty will be dealt with powerfully. And I wait for that day. I wait for that day. But, you know, the same force with which Jason Gordon spoke about this, I saw him talking about in the days of COVID. And he wasn't so concerned then about what he called the dignity of the human person not being for sale. Go back and listen to him. He didn't then talk about the dignity of the human person not being for sale. So is he selective as to when he's going to address issues of human dignity? Because the integrity of the human being is fundamental. So I would like to hear Jason Gordon on, he talks about 79 nations signing. Well, all 194 nations are being asked to sign the new accountability, the new international health regulation. He says there's an imposition of a new value system, new laws, new culture. Being, if you were listening yesterday, you remember me saying there's a long history of these guys imposing on us. They impose tax regime, they impose anti-terrorism regime, they impose regimes that are against our offshore financial sector. They came with a ship rider agreement that tells us that they can come into our country and snatch whoever they want. That's what powerful countries do, and we have to push back. So, and I agree with Bishop Jason Gordon. There are hidden agendas. There are hidden agendas, and I'm glad to hear him say that the Trinidadian government has said that they don't know enough of this treaty to sign it. And I'm glad to hear, I had not heard this, I'm glad to hear the Jamaicans have said that they are not for sale. That's good. I am glad to hear that. But this treaty, this Samoa Treaty, is coming almost in tandem. It's coming almost in tandem with the new amendments to the International Health Regulation, which equally assaults our values, which equally assaults and intends to take away our human rights. So I want us to see all of those as a stream coming at us.
Right.
How do we protect ourselves against those?
All right. Thank you, Council. We got another segment to start immediately. Thank you very much.
Until we meet again.
Until we meet again. All right, that's our Council, Juma Thomas. I told you we're going to have an interesting one this morning. Let's jump straight into the Sugar Man immediately. Let's do this, Shady. I tell you this. Let's see if we got him on the line. Not yet. Let's see. Keep it. Let's do it again until we get him on the line. Sugars, where are you, buddy? Where are you, Sugars? I don't know. Keep the lines clear at this time because this is his segment. Good morning. Morning. Sugars, where are they? All right, let's see if this is him. Good morning. Yes, is this Candyman?
It is I. It is I. In the flesh.
Sugars.
Mr. Sugar. What go on, buddy? Everything good?
Well, people waiting to hear you.
Why? I wonder why.
We want to hear what the government have to say and what you have to say on behalf of the government.
Well, I sat and watched for the better part of this morning. I didn't see it last night, but I sat and watched a live by a young lady from Layu. Did you see it?
Yes, this is the former NDP president, Young Democrat president.
Of the Young Dems from NDP.
Yes.
Bakisha. And it was a lot of confirmation of things we already knew. But you know what people say, what I say, if Barack would have come out to see and tell you Shaka toothache, is that the thing? Is that the same? You know, Dr. Friday has been criticized by different people for different things. But I think the reason why Dr. Friday is not connecting with Vincent Shantz, and he's not connecting with Vincent Shantz on a personal level, people can see through his hypocrisy and his fakeness. You know, when you have a man that says he goes to Canada and he says in front of Vincent Shantz, there's a meeting happening up here in Canada. There's a summit. And if Ralph Gonsalves don't come, it's a dereliction of duty. And it's disrespectful to the people. Because he feels he's winning some cheap political points. And he feels Ralph can't go Canada. And then the same man, a few weeks later, goes to a rally, stands in the rally, and says, Ralph traveling too much. You only concerned with what's happening outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Well, which one is it? So Ralph should only travel when Dr. Friday pleases his mind. Because the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines selected Dr. Friday to be Prime Minister. You know what I mean? This kind of hypocrisy, blatant hypocrisy. People could see when you're fake. The same way, every time we have an unfortunate killing or murder in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Friday does what appears to be a jubilant lap of celebration. He plasters it all over the media. He wants the world to know we had another killing in SVG. You know? And he bemoans the fact that we have too many guns in our society. Too much gun violence. Then he goes to a rally in Camden Park and he speaks about the fact that we have too many guns. Then soon as he gets off, he brings on an artist from Jamaica to sing about one matic in a dog. You know what is a matic, Bing?
Yes.
You know what is a matic?
An automatic rifle, yes.
You know what I mean? So if you say you have a youth rally, you have a message for the youth. You go down and you say on one side of your mouth, we have too many guns and things, and I gotta hold it down. By the other side of your mouth, you bring artists to promote one matic in a dog. You know what I mean? But it shows that Dr. Friday's concern about gun violence is fake. It's manufactured. It's political opportunism at its best on full display. And people can see through these things. People see right through Dr. Friday. And I listened to this young lady here this morning and she spoke about, she basically said, the NDP is falling apart from the inside because Dr. Friday is weak and he's fake. It's not me say so, It's somebody from the inside that comes out and says, look, this man will stand up and look at you. You put on some glasses, you know what I mean? Some dark shades. Carter said dark shades like Ray Charles. You roll up like Ray Charles. And he listens to you. But he's not there. She said, Friday is my leader. Ralph is not. She said, Ralph calls me on the phone to find out what's going on with me, what's wrong. Ralph, the Prime Minister, Ralph will call you. Ralph calls me. She said, Friday wants to talk to me. He sends a message to everybody. I must call him. You can see right through the NDP. And here is the former leader of the NDP, Youth Arm, that says, don't bother with them, when you see them putting on rally and talking about youth. The youth in the party have nothing to do with the rally. There's no consultation with the youth. The youth are involved in no way in the planning or execution or even the conception of these rallies. She says that even after the rallies come off, young people that are affiliated with the NDP will call her and tell her, we are still waiting for the NDP to convince us to vote for the NDP. Well, what a joke. People are seeing through the weakness and the fakeness of Dr. Friday. It's coming to bear now. And when I tell you, Bing, this morning here, when I tell you that this coming election in 2025 is going to be the worst licking NDP ever gets, believe me, it's going to be an easier victory for Labour than any of the ones before. And I want this morning, my last message to be that Dr. Friday should stop playing around with Vincentians on the issue of crime, especially gun crime. You cannot celebrate and toot the horn every time we have a murder or a gun-related crime. And then you bring an artist and push him in front of the youth and he's singing about one matic. And you're on the stage dancing with him. You're fake. You're trying to fool me. It means you're not really concerned about this crime situation. Who has Dr. Friday been working with? How many community groups has he been working with? Who has he been engaged with in trying to find his own little solution to the issue of gun violence? I'll wait to hear who. I didn't think he'd been working with anybody. But he wants us to know about Matic. You know what I mean? We got Matic there. That is the solution. Ben, you could ask me whatever you want to ask me now, man.
Well, I have a policy in which everybody know I don't tell my commentators what to speak about. They choose what to speak about. If they want to talk about this morning, if they want to talk about this morning, the sky is green or red. That's it.
No, you
so
can't
no,
well, so you can't tell me what to say.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now, persons are saying that it seems as though you deliberately did not touch the Samoa agreement that is trending now, in which Prime Minister Gonsalves had to come yesterday and do a short video clip about that. Everybody's speaking about a recording which was just played by Bishop Gordon from Trinidad. That everybody thought that you were gonna say something about that, but I keep saying I don't tell my commentators anything to talk about. But if you choose not to speak about that and you want me to ask a question or two on what you just talked about, I can.
You can ask me a question or two about anything.
Okay. Do you have anything to say about the Samoa agreement? One.
I wasn't listening. Let me just put that out. I wasn't listening. I was on my way into the office.
Oh, okay.
Actually, as I told you, I was listening to this live with Vakisha.
Okay.
That's what I was listening to all morning.
Okay.
And I haven't even finished it because it's over 2 hours long. You know, so when I'm finished talking to you, I'm going to go back and finish it.
Okay. You need
right.
to.
Now, the second thing I want to say on this thing is the Prime Minister has spoken on the issue. There's no issue there, you know. What specifically in the agreement are the persons who are talking about it? What are they pointing to? Which part of it?
No. We heard Bishop Gordon this morning.
Bishop Gordon talk, and he has his freedom to talk, right? Right. In the agreement itself, because we're talking about the agreement. What specifically are we pointing to in the agreement to back up these claims?
The entire agreement. Did St. Vincent and the Grenadines sign any part of the agreement, or we signed part and left out other parts?
Bing, I'm asking you a serious, sensible question, and you're not giving me a serious.
What is it? What specifically sensible part of what Bishop Gordon?
Bishop Gordon spoke on a matter of opinion.
Yes.
It's fine for him to have his opinion.
Right.
We're dealing with facts here now because the person who did the story did a story based on the bishop's opinion, but presented it as fact.
Right. So
which part of the agreement is objectionable?
All of it with regard to what the Bible speaks of, LGBTQ, whatever. Gays.
Any part of the agreement that says anything about LGBTQ? Okay?
I haven't seen the agreement. Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay. So that means you have a copy of the agreement.
I've seen a copy of it.
Have you read it?
I've read parts of it. I looked at, as I told you yesterday morning, right? I read through the parts of it because it's a big document, over 400 pages, right? So I looked at, there would be divisions in it, and there would be subdivisions and so on. So I read the different parts of it that I thought might be related to what people are talking about, right? Like human rights area, etc., gender rights, and so on and things. I have not seen anything related to what people are talking about.
So there's
nothing
in the document which says that license should be given for same-sex marriages and all of that.
I did not see that in the document. So I'm asking for the people who are talking to pull it out and show it.
Okay. My question then to you.
I'm not saying, hold on, I'm not saying that there's no way in the document.
You're saying you have not seen it?
I didn't see it in the document. And I'm asking the people who are saying that it's there to show us where it is.
Okay. Did St. Vincent and the Grenadines sign any part of that document?
The St. Vincent and the Grenadines
as far as you
know.
agreement. Yes.
The St. Vincent and the Grenadines have signed the agreement. Yes.
Okay, we signed the agreement.
Yes.
Okay, that's what we needed to know.
We've signed it. But again, I ain't see no LGBTQ, no marriage, gay marriage thing, and so on and thing. What the bishop was saying is that basically he expects that they're going to call for those things because we signed the agreement. But who's going to tell Ralph Gonsalves what to do as Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Which nation or which leader outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is going to tell Ralph Gonsalves? Like, give me a break. All these people who talking this nonsense, give me a break. It's 22, 23 years. Nobody outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines has ran St. Vincent and the Grenadines and told our government which laws to implement and which laws not to implement. All of a sudden, the ancient warrior.
Yes, the ancient warrior signed agreement with regards to tax regulations and all foreign tax regulations.
These are international.
But this is the same thing.
Finance. No,
but this is the same thing. Isn't this a similar situation?
Bing, let me put it to you like this, right? Do you know that there's a case going through the courts right now where St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is defending in a case brought against the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the laws related to same-sex unions and relationships.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Do you know the government is spending a lot of money to defend the laws as it is and to keep it as it is.
And you...
No. But in the case, the government is defending, right? Do you know that?
And yes. Well, I don't know how much money the government is spending to defend.
But you have
it, right? And you're saying this to say what?
Hear me. I'm saying that it makes absolutely no sense that you would be walking your way to the court to defend the laws, and then you go to sign an agreement that says you have to change the laws. It don't make sense. It don't add up.
I hope that this situation don't one day end up with egg on our face. The same way we got egg on our face with regards to marijuana. When a certain prime minister said, not under his watch. Hold on, man. Hold on now. We have a conversation now. Not under his watch will we see marijuana, the legalization of any form in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's all I'm saying.
Bing.
Yes, my brother.
When people call you and tell you about this agreement, you could always play any recording you want to play of Bishop God. He can talk. He's free to talk. When he spoke in his recording, he point to a specific part of the agreement that says that this is what the agreement is. I mean, people could call and give their opinion, but people presenting the opinion as though it's fact. And I am saying that I looked at the parts of it that I thought, if this thing is in there, it will be in this area, right? I looked at several parts of it. I haven't seen it there. And I would like the people who are talking about this with some sense of authority to point all of us to the specific area or areas you're talking about. Because I see in the agreement it speaks about gender-based violence and protecting women and girls and so on against violence and encouraging inclusiveness. It speaks about basic human rights for all and providing protection against racism and classism and the general jargon that you normally, but we've been signing these agreements on these things for years, forever. And who could object against basic human rights for everybody and inclusiveness and so on? But there's nothing in there that I see about any LGBTQ or gay marriage and this and that, whatever. So if it's there and I haven't seen it, show me it. I will change my mind.
Okay. But before I wanted to ask you a question about Sanders, but before I get there, because I don't want to stir that pot just as yet. I hold it back a week or so to start stirring that pot. With council was up, did you? You know where you're going. You know exactly where I'm going.
I don't know.
You know exactly where I'm going.
You're holding back a week.
A week, yeah. Give me a week before start.
Hold it back. Remember that song I'm saying that? Hold it back.
Did you hear council's commentary with regard to the WHO and
no.
Okay.
No.
Do you know the WHO and an agreement with regards to basically with countries signing this agreement and giving up their sovereignties with regards to pandemics and international stuff? Once you sign on, and you have to sign on as a country.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't it. Okay. I'll check it out today. What is related to pandemic?
Yeah.
It's related to pandemic. I'll check it out.
Yeah. And that we'll have to sign on to it. And once we sign on, it's basically saying that we're giving up our rights as a country, how to deal with these things. Check it out today. I asked your boss about it today now.
Yeah, I'll check it out today.
All right. Sanders, remember, we're going to talk about that in a week.
Okay, Sanders to talk.
Yeah.
Like we're selling by Jack.
Nice. No, I know you will bring Jackson it.
Nice Sanders. Everything is, according to me, buddy, everything is Sanders.
Listen to me. I am happy that Sanders is here. I have a friend who vexed with me because I feel that way. I am happy that Sanders is here.
Makisha says, the NDP is falling apart internally. Them men planning rallies. And the candidates and members of parliament ain't know about the rally until the fire go up.
That is sad. If that is the case, that is sad.
The vacation said people in the meeting, candidates and members of parliament, sitting in the meeting asking, who planned this rally? Who going to speak? Who, why, where, what? She says there's no accountability with rally money.
When it's a rally money, what do you mean? Because I didn't hear all of that. I only...
I ought to say, right?
Right.
It says, they gave me a shot to go in town to protest to ask for $94 million with the money there. And but there's no accountability in the NDP. We have rally and we have no accountability.
To
that
mean
effect?
like that. You mean like that? Okay.
Words to that effect.
In other words, where the NDP getting money from to have the rallies?
Yeah. We all of this because nobody know. Only Friday know, apparently, as according to her, only Friday know how the rally going.
You know there was a massive event on the tarmac. According to police estimate, 50,000 people were there. Was it earlier on this year? In March?
In March, yeah, of course.
Yeah, by the...
It was
Do you know where the money for that? Where the money for that came from?
It was actually 80,000.
80,000. Do you know where the money for that came? For that rally came from?
For the big one?
Yes, the big one. Yeah. Do you know where the money for that came from?
Of course, I know where the money
where it came from.
It came from where it come from. You are.
Boy. Do so like do so.
No.
Do so like do so. Do so like do so. But she may be right.
The point that she's making is not that the public needs to know.
Right.
It's that the internal leadership.
But you ain't know.
Needs to know.
You ain't know. But you just say you don't know. You know. You know where the money is coming from for your rallies? You don't know?
Of course I know.
Well, of course you do not know, Candyman. You do not know.
How you know I don't know?
Because I know for a fact you don't know.
So you know.
No, I don't know, but do you know? But you do you know where NDP money coming from?
No.
But how you talking like if you know? But you're telling me that, but I don't know where NDP money coming from.
No. Bing, you're missing the point that the young lady is making. She's saying...
But you just talked about Bishop Gordon and opinion. Bishop Gordon have a right to have an opinion.
She came, that's not her opinion. She came from inside there. She says that all the other MPs and members of parliament are asking, what?
Okay, so I am talking to a man from inside the ULP. Do you know where the ULP money coming from to have the 80,000 people according to police estimate? I had said 50, but you just said 80,000 people at the time. Yeah. Do you know where the money came from to have that rally?
The money come from where it come from.
Okay. Okay, come on. We must stop being hypocrites.
You want me to tell you live on radio?
You must stop. So you wanted NDP to talk about it, but you don't want to talk about it. You all a bunch of hypocrites.
Hold on.
Both ULP and NDP a bunch of hypocrites. Both of you.
This is not a matter.
No, I know what you're saying is that she said that members of parliament don't even know where the money is coming from.
Yeah, internally.
Right.
I'm saying we don't have that problem.
But I am putting it to you that you do not know where the money is coming from as well.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That you don't know where ULP money is coming from. I am putting it to you.
I'm not labor.
No. Where the labor money coming from to have the 80,000 people rallying them? I am putting it to you that you do not know.
You're saying that you want me to tell you live on radio.
I love you, buddy. I love you. You see, why is it so important, right? To talk about where the NDP money coming from. But nobody will study where the ULP money coming from.
Bing, there's not an issue here about where NDP money is coming from. You're missing the point.
No, the point that you're making is that people in the NDP don't know. You say, okay, you said there are people in the NDP who don't know where the money is coming from. Oh, Jesus Lord. I am telling you, you've said, I'm telling you, I have not missed the point. I'm making another point. I am making another point.
There is no issue with where NDP money coming from. Where the money want to come from is the matter for the NDP to know.
Right, and you're saying that people in the party don't know. That's what you're saying.
It's saying that the top leadership, not people in the party, everybody in the party don't have to know, but the top leadership of the party. There's so much discord between the top leadership of the party that only one man know what's going on.
So how much problem? How much men know what's going on in the ULP in terms of the money?
People know.
Julian is not well. So who else know? But you ain't know. You just say you don't know. You ain't know. You're the Prime Minister Press Secretary to be.
I don't know. I working for the Prime Minister.
You should know. Don't you think you should know?
The Prime Minister is.
Who else know? Okay, Julian is no longer there. So who else would know? Who else can I ask? Okay, who else beside the Prime Minister? Beside the Prime Minister, right? Beside Julian, who else can I ask?
Rally. None of they call it a youth rally.
And people in your own bowl. Why the hell are not people in your own bowl? Beside the Prime Minister, who else can I ask where you have the money coming from?
You could ask anybody.
By asking you, okay, Candyman, can you tell me the 85,000 people all they had on the tarmac, where the money came from to have that?
It came from the same place that we're going to bring it from the next time. To beat all you.
All you? I run a business. I wish I could have a rally every week. I run a business.
Yeah. Now we can't. If people want Labour to have a rally every week, because it's nice for everybody. Real nice to Labour have a rally. And, people trying to copy we all the time. That's why they can't get it right, because you could script big. When you script, you get the answer right. You get the answer right, but you ain't gonna get the walk in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what's going on with them right now. They're scribbling. They're trying to copy everything Labour do. They get the answer right, but you ain't get the walk in, so you get 50%.
my problem with the NDP is when they cry out, put the money with the pay. Put the money with the pay in there.
What the money with the pay is? Yeah. Well, it's a pain in Jamaica,
My brother catch you tomorrow morning, same time. and I'll send you a copy of Bishop Gordon, okay?
I don't want to hear it.
You don't want your Bishop Gordon.
I don't want to hear it.
Selectively. You don't want your Bishop
Gordon. No. Listen to me, it's a few priests and preachers that I listen to. You know what I mean? And that's because it don't have anything to do with politics. I know some idiots going to be saying it's politics. That's because a lot of I select who I listen to because I want to hear preaching about God, and I want to know that you're real when you're preaching to me. Yeah. And there are many things that Bishop Gordon should be preaching about that happened and happening within the Catholic Church. And if he chooses to ignore those things and talk about everything else,
we spoke about that.
I want to hear. I want to hear. Right? Yeah. All right.
I run it tomorrow morning. He's a sugar man. Yeah. He's a sugar man. Let's take a quick commercial break. We come back and we'll take your responses. You can join in the conversation. You can call us when we come back at 451-1069. When we come back, or you can call us on WhatsApp at 455-1069. Let's go, Shirley. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back.
It doesn't matter your race,
age,
sex.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs? At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Hello, champions. I am Sinclair Stapleton, your best friend. Today I'm here to introduce you to the red and green Lviv Food Herbal Supplements. These products are going to help you to alleviate sickness and pains from your body. They contain 5 powerful fruits and vegetables: noni, acai, mangosteen, pomegranate, and goji berry. And what they do is that they are going to alkaline your body and help you to get rid of sickness and pains from your body. To get in touch with me, contact me at 784-454-7000. Let me repeat, 784-454-7000. I leave you with this tip. Every time you eat, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Ciao.
When using a conventional security camera with infrared lighting for night monitoring, people, vehicles or other important objects can be blurry and blend into the background, making it difficult to identify details in black and white. ColourView technology by Hikvision enables cameras to produce colourful videos with rich details in extremely low light environments. Any detailed information, such as the colour of the hair and skin, colour of the clothing, will play a critical role in following authority investigations. The ColourView camera is also covered with a supplemental light to keep its performance even in extremely dark scenarios. ColourView. View in colour, even in darkness.
Listen, I'm a mojito connoisseur. I've drank mojitos near and far. And when you want a good mojito, trust me, the only place to get it is Culture Barn.
Cables, find that at Corazes. We have everything for your home at Corazes. Located in Kingston, located in Annisville. Pembroke, Diamonds and Beckwith. Shop at Corazes. Hardware Corazes. Helpful Blaze Corazes. One Blaze Corazes. Corazes.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Mark your calendars. It's the Everything Vincent Expo Plus.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Get it up to your inner mode. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosaint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosaint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in, get interactive, get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live, party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call us live in studio. Be where the world is going. Stay home and connect online. Boom 1069, IKTV. Join the evolution. It's all about you. Connect now.
Lotto. You have to be in it to win it. Quartz Optical presents Eye Candy. Affordable and stylish eyewear to suit your fashionable style. Save up to 70% off all month long. Get that frame today with no cash and pay later. Schedule your next appointment online today on quartzoptical.com. It's easy and convenient. Treat yourself to some eye candy.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Hello, champions. I am Sinclair Stapleton, your best friend. Today, I'm here to introduce you to the Red and Green Lviv Food Herbal Supplements. These products are going to help you to alleviate sickness and pains from your body. They contain 5 powerful fruits and vegetables: noni, acai, mangosteen, pomegranate, and goji berry. And what they do is that they are going to alkaline your body and help you to get rid of sickness and pains from your body. To get in touch with me, contact me at 784-454-7000. Let me repeat, 784-454-7000. I leave you with this tip. Every time you eat, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Ciao.
Is on sale to life on social media and on air. IKTV Channel 112 and Boom 1069. Call us at 456-9100 or email marketing@boom1069.com to find out how you can share out the Christmas.
Oh yeah. 5 minutes up to the top. After the top, we're gonna take your calls and then we get into all who vote for Labour but know a ball.
Hey. Alright. Christmas is big business, they say. And the adulting. You see your long son here. Just pack up the grocery. Women always want new curtain. And the house want repainting. So the then businessmen could win. They say that Christ is born on Christmas Day. They say that is a pagan holiday. I say no way. Cause when I see the love in the land, boy, it's Christmas again. All man jack stretching their hand, boy, it's Christmas again. It's the only time of the year, boy, it's Christmas again. The rich that show the board out there, yeah, boy, it's Christmas again. Children that be happy, eating things they never see. Christmas that unite all family, boy, it's Christmas again. Sing it with me, boy, it's Christmas again. Come on, come Lewis, boy, it's Christmas again. Give it. People all over the country, busy, busy. Whole Monday preparing for Christmas morning. The children getting up early to see what mommy and daddy have for them under the Christmas tree. You ready? You ready?
Share out the Christmas. Share out the Christmas with 106.9.
I gotta remind you to have a Vinci Christmas at Woodsy's in Brooklyn, New York City. Or have a Caribbean Christmas at Woodsy's. Yeah, man. A West Indian Christmas at Woodsy's. When you go there, make sure you ask for the special drinks, the rum swizzler, the Caribbean rum punch, painkiller. There's a drink called painkiller. And El Presidente at Woodsy's. You got your bottled beer, Corona, Heineken, Guinness. Red Stripe, Budweiser, Dragon Stout, Heineken, Zero, not Heineken Zero, Heineken, Beck's, non-alcoholic, all at Woodsy's. Why not go check them out, all right? Also, you can have your frozen Island Oasis for $15 each. Vinci Sunset Rum Punch, Vinci Nice, Vinci Rum Jumbie. Shady, Rum Jumbie. Banana Jama, Cocoa Freeze, Banana Mudslide, Lemon Drops, Tropical Lemonade, Jamaica Punch, Punch a Creamer, Banana Cabana, Pina Colada, all for $15 each. Yeah, and for $14 each, Margarita, yeah, strawberry, mango, watermelon, also for $14 as well too. Frozen daiquiri, strawberry, passion fruit, peach, and guava. Who knows? You might get some sorrel beer at Woodsy's this Christmas season. Make sure you check out Woodsy's. Open from 2 o'clock today. Go there, have yourself some good food and the best top shelf drinks and best mixed drinks right there. The number one entertainment spot for West Indian and Caribbean, Woodsy's. Could you believe that? Vincentian owned and run Woodsy's. A Vincentian doing big things. I don't know either what this man is an nasty man. Ian Mark, but it's all right. Hey, and remember to check out Flow. 2 phones, that's right, on a postpaid plan. Yeah, 2 Samsung A04 for free. Yeah, Flow has a great deal this season. It's for you. Customers who sign up on a large plan get 2 Samsung A04s for the ridiculous offer of only $99. In other words, give them $100 to get back $1. Could you believe that? 2 phones, 2 Samsung phones. You heard right, this Christmas. I get on a postpaid plan, all right? This Christmas season is definitely for Flow. On Flow, with Flow. To go with Flow. Check Flow. Hurry in and get your postpaid plan. Talk, walk, and smile all the way out with Flow. Yeah. Listen, we're gonna go to the top. When we come back, we take your calls. We have the conversation continue right here on We Don't Care Wednesday. We don't give 2 damns. No, it's today, Wednesday. Yeah. And those who call in, we're gonna take your calls after the top of the hour. Okay. For those of you who call in. So let's go to the top, Shady, and come right back.
Share out the Christmas with Boom 106.9.
Sharing our love, our passion, and our goodwill to one and all.
Share out the laughter and fun. Shino vibes like rice and peas on a Christmas morning. Make time for friends and family this season.
Sharing the Boom family with your family.
Let's share out the Christmas with Boom 106.9.
Guess what? The road is mine. The road is mine. We going till morning. The road is mine. We jumping on everything. On the road. On anything. On the road. On everything. Cause the road is mine.
say we're looking for a female donkey for Jimpy. I'm very serious, okay? Anybody got a female donkey? Serious. No, serious. No, we're not joking. We're looking for a female donkey for Jimpy. That's Jimpy Day. So if you got a female donkey, we want to bury her. Yeah? To meet. So this is Jimpy Day. Shitty, don't laugh. Real thing. Morning caller.
Morning, one time some guy say like you been cooked on donkey, give me a hey, what the fry.
Wait, Max, what did you just say?
Man, one time I go home and pay me go and ban them man cook. I mean, I add no flour, I mean, I add no chicken, I mean, I add no meat. And them man give me donkey meat for eat. I mean, notice it's fat in a frat, like when you, like you have squeezed any pot.
Donkey meat?
Man, yeah, after me don't eat meat, them man say donkey meat, so you careful down there. With the donkey, man.
Oh, gosh. They don't kill Jimpy for me, please. Max, what what's going on? Tell me.
I hear Candyman, big up Candyman look real official in the Middle Eastern outfit, the boy, because there's an African thing and I have to big him up on her. Now because me and he political enemies and me and he brothers by school, all we go St. Martin's together. So, but the question I want to ask Candyman to ask the Prime Minister for me, because the only Prime Minister alone could answer them kind of question me about to ask. How come ULP rich and St. Vincent poor? Because if St. Vincent would be poor, they would have borrow $100 million instead of $60 million from Saudi Arabia, because they're not in no economical position to pay back $100 million. So me want to know how labor rich and St. Vincent poor, because not too long ago they say St. Vincent have upgraded from poverty to extreme poverty. Remember when I beg for money from me volcano, they say St. Vincent are extreme poverty, and me say so, they say so. So that's all. That's all I want to know. Is how come Labour poor, Labour rich and SVG poor? Also, I asked a question the last time I called in the program being, can you name something that the government invests in that shows of a return on an investment? And I was talking to my good friend Cian Marshall, and he schooled me on politics, so I want to take him up. No government is in business to get return on investment because they provide goods and services. So when I see a government invest in something, we don't have to look for no return. And that is a global phenomenon. So politics, globally, with the exception of one or maybe two countries, I think Iceland and Norway, might correct me if I'm wrong, that invest in things that are sustainable. So at the end of the day, the government going to continue. Government throughout the globe is going to continue dig out the eyes of the citizens from taxes, because taxes is a never-ending thing. So if we're thinking that the government going to invest in something that eventually going to pay for itself, like our business is going to invest in something, think again. That's not how it works. I don't agree with it, but that's how it works. So Cian Marshall, big up yourself, because remember me dotish, and I am a little less dotish in how things operate as far as government is concerned. So when me attack, I don't really know how things work. So me just want to put that out there and say big up to my brother Cian Marshall for enlightening me on that. Because it's a question that cannot be answered, that would never be answered. Government don't invest in things for us to get a return on investment. And that's why us who don't understand, when our Prime Minister did say, Leah is not a regular business, all of we jump down him and shoot, including me. And I want to apologize to the Prime Minister for that. If we did listen to the Prime Minister, I will never have Inter-Caribbean right now. Because Liat was bad at Inter-Caribbean is worse. I just want to put that out there. So now I have a better understanding of how things work. So I won't come and make a fool of myself for a radio station. Yes, Max Parker could make a fool of himself. I'm not afraid to say that. Because by yourself.
Got you, buddy. Got you. Man.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Bing, good morning. And Mr. Sweetie Man, or whatever his name is. You know, Mr. Bing, listening to Mr. Candyman. He sees the agreement. The agreement did not say LGBTQ what and what. The nation on which this signing was done are left ignorant. What the hell is Candyman talking about? Is this agreement for Candyman, Ralph Gonsalves, and the ULP cabinets? Was that signed for the ULP, or was that signed on behalf of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? I listened to Candyman, you know, and really and truly, you could see the defending of wickedness in this man. But let me say to Candyman, Mr. Candyman, every long rope have an end. Enjoy yourself, my brother. Enjoy yourself, my brother. But one day, weeping may endure for the night, but joy certainly will come in the morning. Come real with the people of this country. It wasn't ULP who put ULP in government. It's the people of St. Vincent that put the ULP in government. So when the government signs something, it's not for the ULP, not for the personality of the ULP. It is for the nation to know what is in that agreement. We need to know what is in that agreement. So whether Father Jason say that or say this, and you see the agreement, and we ain't see the agreement, we have to speak the way we speak, brother. Like it or not. Bring it on. Let us see the agreement, so we will be able to say A or B, Mr. Sweetie Man. Thank you.
Sweetie Man. Caller, good morning. Mr. Sweetie
Morning,
Man.
buddy. Holy
Buddy.
mackerel, boy. Hot program this morning. I wanted to come in since Jomo was on. Listen, man. Jomo touched on a couple of important issues this morning. Folks, that guy with that recording you just played. All right? Now, I have one question on the whole issue being with that Sam Walker on. The question is it a binding agreement? If it is a binding agreement, it means that you have to amend your laws. Let the PM come in and tell you something different. You understand? Now, it takes me back. I spoke about this twice on your radio station already, you know, those international health regulations. And I don't know how important or how people really think, right, when it comes to this, how it's going to affect them. You see?
You've been beating this thing for a while with regards to the WHO.
Bing. Listen, people don't realize, and this, let me tell you something. We only ever had one referendum in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. All right? This should have been an issue on a referendum. Because you know why? It affects every individual in the country at some point. Let them have their say.
But do we have a choice though?
Yes, we do. We do. Bing. You could either opt out of it or you could sign on. You have a choice. The point is,
but the consequences of opting out would be what?
The consequence, if the majority of countries opt out of it, what the hell could the rest of them do? It's the same with the vaccine mandates. If 40% of the people did say, me ain't taking none for the government and the civil servants, what would the government have done? They couldn't do shit.
Oh, no, it can't be you. You can't say that on the radio, man.
Right? All right. My apologies. But let me tell you something. People got to understand. They have the power in their hand. All of them hands have the power. You then vote a government, guys. Okay? To get re-elected. You vote a government to make your life better. And when they making it better, you see, when I come home, you know, I really going to come on your station and I'm going to do the peace and democracy.
I'm selling time when you come home. I'm selling time. We have time to sell. So we're selling time. We're selling time. So bring a checkbook or your black credit card.
No. I'm sorry I didn't take the slap that you did offer me. Because when I hear some of the nonsense that people just come on and talk, all right, without giving details. I didn't read the documents. I didn't do this. But yet you don't even know the documents is a final agreement.
You didn't take the free time, so you're going to have to pay for the time now. So when it
Right,
comes
that's all right.
Yeah,
Okay,
right,
I will
right.
pay you. You don't worry about that. You know you're good. Listen to me. The point is, people, Vincentians, I want all of you to pay attention to this. And I hope the NDP is listening as an opposition party. I send this thing to one of their members. I won't call the name. And he's asking me to phrase a question for he to ask in Parliament on that same document with the international health regulations. I must frame a question for he to ask in Parliament. Could you believe this?
But Spencer, when you've been talking about this, right? Nobody was aware of this thing. Like you were beating this thing, and you're constantly sending me information. And I'm like, where Bones going with this thing again? I thought it was another COVID thing you're coming with, but now it all coming to fruition.
I'm glad you recognize it, nobody. I'm glad you recognize it. Bing. If you see some of the changes, number one, Article 1, it's a 2005 accord. Okay, this is the International Health Regulations 2005 accord. There's 66 articles in the accord. What they did, Bing, they went in and made amendments to give the WHO more power, all right, than what the sovereign people in every country supposed to have. They take away all their rights. Once they say if 6 people sneeze in St. Vincent and they figure you got a pandemic there, they shut you down and you can't do nothing about it. And you can't consult with Grenada or St. Lucia. That, if all you see the changes in some of these articles, all of you can freak out. Now, the African, the African nations putting up a fight against it. They rejected the thing. I don't know what their current position is right now, but it's called the African Unity Coalition Launch. And they are against this because this, right, is the WHO power grab. Because they didn't get through with the vaccines. So they want to come up with another scheme. Now why they tell you about another pandemic? Well, if you stop gain of function research, because all the scientists tell you, diseases, viruses can't jump from animals to people without an intervention in altering those viruses. You understand? Which is gain of function. So when you hear they talk about the next pandemic, they're already planning it in some private lab or wherever they are doing this. And this is why the WHO wants to do this. Now, the guy who running the WHO, that guy, if I had my way, I'm telling you, I would know what to do with him.
That's the Indian
that guy was charged. Let me tell you something, Bing. This guy was charged for crimes against humanity. All right? In the Ethiopian, in one of them countries over there. Let me tell you something. The guy who charged him, was an international. He advised. His name is David Steinman. David Steinman was an advisor, a consultant to the Security Council for the United Nations. This is the man who brought the charges against Tedros. The prosecutor in the International Criminal Court say, oh, well, they said they come up with some sorry excuse not to prosecute him, but we know what's going on. Because it's certain people, certain groups with influence got to them. You understand? Because they're the ones who put Tedros in the position where he is today with the WHO Director General, to make him Director General. Because you know why? They could pull his strings anytime they want and make him appear before the International Criminal Court if he doesn't do what they want. Let the PM come on the radio and argue with me when it comes to that. Any one of them. I did extensive research on this thing. This is why I was going after this thing for such a long time. And what the NDP, as the official opposition party, needs to do, and I'm putting them on notice now. They need to go into the parliament and ask the PM. The PM mentioned to me the other day when I called in on the Sunday morning program about something to do with CAFA, because I asked him specifically about this. CAFA what? Every country has to put in an individual vote. So ask them, what position did St. Vincent take on these international health regulations changes? And here's explanation. Don't tell me nothing but CAFA. CAFA might go and represent them, yes, all the Caribbean islands. But every one of them have to vote individually. Every country, just like the 194 you have at the United Nations, they all have to vote. And here now, let me tell all you something now. All you need is 2/3 of the countries in the world to accept this, and it's a fight. You got no choice, and it's binding. You can't get out of it. And the deadline is May the 24th next year, sometime. Yeah, May 2024. Next year, May. So what Jomo was saying was absolutely right. And I'm glad he brought it back up this morning. Bing, this is something that you as a radio host need to talk about a little more often. This is very important, guys.
All right,
let me tell all you something, if this fly, if St. Vincent and the Grenadines voted in favor of this, whether it's the NDP or the ULP in power, which is the ULP in power now, I would vote them out of office. I am telling you, they don't deserve to be in office. This should have been a referendum issue. In England, you know what triggers it for a debate in Parliament? 100,000 signatures is what they needed. And they were debating it in England. The European Union is debating it.
All right, buddy, we got another segment to come now, okay?
It's crazy, but you got to keep on top of this, buddy. This is nuts.
Yeah, we got another segment to come.
Go on, bring on the man.
All right, go on, buddy. Go on, buddy.
All right.
Can't you just hold on? We got people who've been sending these voice notes, and I haven't been doing justice with the people who've been doing voice notes. So,
for heaven's sake, good morning, guys. Morning, Simmons and Grenades. I want to know what is the difference between a press secretary and the communication secretary. Could somebody explain that for me, please? Communication secretary and press secretary. Hi, morning, guys. Morning, Simmons and guys. I'd like to ask Candyman a question. Those things he highlighting there about racism and human rights and thing. We didn't have that in no legislation before. We didn't have those things. So now we have them in this agreement that was signed. But we have to be careful. We have to be careful. Me Dotish, as Max just saying, and we come from the same community, so me Dotish. But something in the matter besides the pistol. Because if we had those things against racism and all human rights and equal rights and things before, why we have to sign one in another agreement? Something is not adding up to me. And I'm a fool, so let the sensible guy educate me. And the other thing I want to find out from him, what is the difference between press secretary and communication secretary in the same department?
Boy, hold on. Let me just try and see if we can get it. Got quite a bit of them here. All right, we're gonna pass the time. Let's bring all of the votes for today. But tomorrow morning, I promise you that I'm gonna be a little bit more consistent with the voice notes. All right, it's just a lot of things. The morning radio is different than the other radio. All right, so let me go. Let me take this quick one. If it's not him, if it's him, we're gonna do. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. All right. Don't do that. Don't do that. There we go. Let's go.
I want to say thanks to those who voted for Labour. I want to say...
let's go.
I want to say thanks to those who voted for Labour but now a ball.
Boy, I know you couldn't wait this morning, boy. I know your hands. Oh, you couldn't wait. Fire this morning. It's steamy this morning with him, boy.
Good morning, Bing. What a Bing. How are you, man?
Boy, somebody. Boy, like you eat some cattle foot before you prime up this morning to come.
I tell you, Shady. Morning, buddy.
Real things to talk to you off the crowd.
Well, I tell you, I don't even know where to start. I actually wrote down 2 things last night. I said, which one should I touch on this morning? Because I'm actually thinking about continuing in the vein from yesterday and so forth, but on a different trajectory. And then I had this thing to deal with our Minister of Health, finally finding a voice to come talk about barrel culture. You know what I mean? Yeah. But as usual, you get some things started on here on mornings that just throw me off track. You know what I mean? You are like the proverbial Bugs Bunny. Changing up the train tracks on me. You know what I mean?
Blame me, it's all right.
Yeah. So I might have to do a little ranting, jumping this morning. I can't stay on one thing. But let me say, Jomo hit something this morning that is so dear to me, and Bones just come there and deal with it again. Bing, you know what the problem is? I was even dealing with the same thing last night with a friend who passed by me. Right? You know what happened to people in the world that I've seen happening to societies and even us here? It's not until something is on our doorstep and kick us in the face. It doesn't just have to be on the doorstep. No, we have to kick us in the face for us to take notice. When did I start appearing on this program here, Bing? When you gave me the first spot?
I don't remember you had to breakfast this morning.
No, but I said that to say, since when Daniel and Shady and what his name was on. I started talking about these things, and I realized something, and I don't know if you remember, Shady, when I said, when we decided, when a couple times Bing wasn't in, and I said, let us touch on these things here and see what the reception of them would be. People weren't interested. People were not interested, Bing. Even when I spoke about people like Bill Gates, the land grabs and all of these things, people weren't interested. Now they are the biggest things out there. You see? So again, it's like, as Winston said just a while ago there and in a comment, people don't care about these things. They just care about their local politics and the bread and butter issues. But there are bigger things that are going to impact the local politics. Now, when you look at that same agreement, the 400-page agreement that Candyman said he skimmed through, because I know for a fact he did not look at those 400 pages. He did not read those 400 pages. I know that for a fact. And the way that these people word things sometimes, they have these they'll just put a little nugget sometime in one little paragraph. I've seen it. I've read documents. I've gone and read documents that countries have signed. When you do hear things that you have signed on to, you're surprised. Look at what is happening right there close to us, right there in Barbados. Look at what they are fighting against in the Bahamas. And then it comes back again. There's a reason why they do these things for 20 years and nothing, you know that? There's a reason behind the 20 years something. Ask me what it is.
Well, what it is?
You see why me like you? Me like you when you're in class. Now, here's the thing. 20 years is a generation. And there's a thing called subvergence. So there's a reason why they do these things and have them binding for 20 years. Because after 20 years of it being in place, it takes another 20 years to be able to remove it from the minds of people. You see it? I wanted to look at something called the 5 points of subvergence, and you'll see why the communist people have decided that it's 20 years that they'll take to subvert a country or our people. Yeah? So here's the thing, Bing. All who want to run, they will not be able to run. Because you know why? It's this same thing here with the WHO is going to bring the whole digital ID something and all of that. That is part of it. You know, the same thing that they tried to implement during COVID. And people hear things, but sometimes they don't listen. All of the major players during the time of COVID, you know what they said? And all of them are part of the World Economic Forum. When we put that out there. And a lot of people still don't even know what the World Economic Forum is. And the World Economic Forum is what is running all of these governments today. Dictating to them. When you look at people, when you hear people like Klaus Schwab, you just have to look at them and you wish that they will just die.
Kenton, for clarification, World Economic Forum or World
Yes, the WEF. The WEF, no. The World Economic Forum.
Okay, not the
is the one, no, because what you are hearing from the World Health Organization, all of these things are part and parcel of the plan and agenda of the World Economic Forum. They are just using these entities and governments to implement their agendas. I wish more people will use the little computer where they have in the hand thing instead of doing total TikTok videos and them kind of nonsense. Actually look for something that makes sense and educate yourself. And it does all me being to look at even so-called intelligent people instead of doing something proper with the computer they have in their hand. They're on TikTok whining and dancing and behaving like idiots. And yes, I am pissed, very, very pissed, because you know why? It's that people like us with our eyes open will be dragged over the cliff with the sheep of them who had their head down, don't want to believe in nothing until it hit them in the face and it's too late. That is my problem. Because when you have Klaus Schwab, Dr. Yuval Harari, these are people who are shaping the way our world is going. So many people know about the World Economic Forum and their meetings at Davos. Most of the heads of governments and all them rich influencers and all of these people are who are there. And they are the ones changing the course of the trajectory of the world. Everybody talking about Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050, Agenda 2025. Do they know where they come from? It's the same World Economic Forum, buddy. And when you check what the World Economic Forum is designed for and designed to do, they will frighten if they have any sense. You have unelected bureaucrats deciding your fate. Not people that you vote for, not people that you decide you want them to lead you. And this is the danger of what is happening with the WHO and with these accords. Because they are all part and parcel of the same thing, albeit they are different parts of it. I could go into detail into these things, deep detail, but people are not ready for this kind of rabbit hole, although it's almost too late. Because now, you have the WHO, you know that all of the, in August, they wanted to pass this thing since in August. But most countries say nah. Them say nah. So they go back and they are amending what they want to amend to come to bring it in May. Since about 3 weeks to a month ago, I think, I made a post and I spoke about it on my program, where I said, what is our Prime Minister going to do when it comes to this? Because as long as you don't opt out, as long as you as a country, don't bother with the dirty talk about CARFA and this and that, as long as you as a country do not opt out of this, you are bound by it, especially as long as you are part of the UN. Aren't we a part of the UN thing? So if you don't actively opt out, you are bound by the terms and conditions of the power that the WHO is going to get. And so, you think COVID was bad? You think vaccine mandates was bad? Wait until they are the ones determining that you and your country have to do exactly what they say, and you have no way to get out of it. No amount of protesting or anything is going to change anything. Nothing. Because they will have ultimate control. You see all of this thing with the climate war that's going on, the whole. Look, they are now wanting to use climate change as something to say driving pandemics. Listen to me. The world has turned so much on its head that sometimes you have to wonder if we're in the twilight zone with the kind of nonsense that was spewed from these people. And because it comes from them, somehow people think it makes sense. Now is the most kind of different thing, disinformation, misinformation. What the one Jobo called this morning again, talking about too much information. Man, listen. And these people have come out and obeying. They have come out. You think central bank digital currencies, all of these things here, 15-minute cities. There's a book called 1984 by George Orwell. Take a read of it. When I have some time. And everybody listening here this morning, take a read of 1984, a book called 1984. And if you want it, I could send it in soft copy for you. Yeah? My number is 4321478. For anybody who is interested in that book, I could send you a soft copy. And then you will see exactly where the world is going. And you know the sad thing is that the people who have been affected, as they call them, the prisoners, because they build their own prison and are put in charge of it. And as long as their daily lives, they could get to go and run up and down, they could eat something, but they don't care about anything else. And that is what we're seeing here. That is why the World Economic Forum said, you will have nothing and you will be happy. Land ownership, all them things going cut out. Why you think you see BlackRock and all of these entities? I want people to look into Pfizer, see who Pfizer parent company is and who owns Pfizer's parent company. And you'll reach right back to BlackRock and then find out who BlackRock is. Find out who Larry Fink is. Find out about these people. People don't care because guess what? All of this sound like some outlandish something in outer space. Oh, we are a little country, a little that on the map, so nobody cares. But they need to wake up and realize that even the little that they come in for. The question is, are our leaders man and woman enough to stand up and say, nah, I'm standing on the sovereignty of my country? Jamaica and Trinidad decided we are not going to sign on to this accord. Why? Shabazz, I made a point yesterday, a comment yesterday on the program here, where, no, on a different station, but on the same thing. He said, Trinidad and Jamaica could say no because they have money. Yeah, they have stuff, they have industries and so forth. So it means they have nothing. We dependent. Yeah. It is interesting that with all of these things, all of the heavy crime and support going on in St. Vincent, what is important is for NDP get money for whole rally. That make any sense? We have the highest ever recorded amount of homicides in St. Vincent, with the majority percentage of it being by gun. But we're wondering where NDP get money to her thing. When ULP stated the ULP have more money than the government. Yeah, them say so. They say the war chest have more money than the government. Where they get it from? Yeah? That is very interesting. And it's interesting that Candyman could come this morning. You see, when I tell you about hypocrisy, it's a kind of thing, you know. Candyman could come this morning to talk about Friday, them bringing governor here. Yeah. And governor talk about Matic. Her songs will talk about Matic, this and that. Right? But he forgot to talk about Camilo standing up on a podium, talking about NDP and NDP supporters and so forth. And what did he sing? What did he play? One gunshot he take to make a boy fall off a out and drop down flat. You remember that? Candyman, remember that? Yeah? A whole minister of government. That was the song he decided to sing at a political rally. Candyman, not remember the party. Yeah? So this is not a foreigner singing it, you know. This is your own government minister singing it and putting it out there. That is what you call hypocrisy. But instead, two big junk of press conferences where Candyman was present. Ask him what was said by the Prime Minister and Minister of National Security about addressing the vexing issue of the historical amount of homicides that we have had in St. Vincent. Ask him that. He was there. So let him tell us what the Prime Minister said about these things and about the steps to be taken to curb what is happening here. This morning I saw one of the most dotish comments I've ever seen on Boom. And I don't like to call people's things dotish because everybody have their reasons. But you see, when some people live overseas, somehow then does believe that we who live here we dotish. And the person was talking about, because Tonya made a comment, and the person was saying Tonya must go after the president, blame the president and support of where she is for crime situation. And I have to answer, and my answer to that is this. I have seen in countries where ministers of security have had to step down or resign because under their watch crime has escalated. I have seen that. We have all seen it. And we have also seen where entities, whether it be other persons vying to become the minister of security of the same party in government, or opposition parties saying, you know what, when we go there, we'll tackle the issue of crime. We were told that by Ralph for them too. We were told that they were going to be tougher on crime and the causes of crime, and they were going to bring down the crime rate. But instead, you know, me afraid for Ralph for them say they're going to bring down the cost of bread, you know. Me afraid that, you know, because everything they say they're going to bring down, I go up instead, eh? All and in a negative way. They said they're not going to bring the zero hunger and zero poverty. We have the highest, we have the historical high of poverty and indigent poverty in St. Vincent, as stated by their own poverty assessment report. They were told that they were going to bring down unemployment. We have a historical high of overall unemployment and youth unemployment. We were told we are going to be harsh on crime and the causes of crime. We are going to bring down the crime rate. Instead, we see a record. We were told that things were going to be better with VAT. Instead, we see where VAT has come and made it even harder for somebody to buy bread, that the dog on the road paying tax. And it kept on rising. We were told things will get better in the supermarket. Instead, we see a 1 percentage point going on the custom duties. Yeah? So me afraid for them say, boy, we're going to bring down the cost of bread. Me afraid. Yeah? We were told the fuel surcharge will not go up here or go up here. The fuel surcharge is at a record high, killing people. Cost of living has gone up, standard of living has dropped. All records. All records. And none of the records of them that the ULPA breaking are good. None. Not a single one. But somehow, all they want to tell me that this is the party we should sit down under for another term. Somebody have to be crazy.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy, got some ads before we get into Dr. Richards.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good morning, brother.
Tomorrow morning, same time,
Yeah.
all right?
All right, buddy.
All right, my friend, thank you. That's Cancer King, the man who voted for Labour but now a ball. We're going to take a quick break before we get into it. We can't take any more calls at this time because we're going to take a quick break before we get into Dr. Richards. Let's do this and come right back. Let's go, Shady. Go ahead. All you.
Instacash, a new terminal game from the National Lotteries Authority. It's fast, easy to play. There's no way.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentions that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosint General Insurance Company.
Hello, champions. I am Sinclair Stapleton, your best friend. Today I'm here to introduce you to the Red and Green Lviv Food Herbal Supplements. These products are going to help you to alleviate sickness and pains from your body. They contain 5 powerful fruits and vegetables: noni, acai, mangosteen, pomegranate, and goji berry. And what they do is that they are going to alkaline your body and help you to get rid of sickness and pains from your body. To get in touch with me, contact me at 784-454-7000. Let me repeat, 784-454-7000. I leave you with this tip. Every time you eat, you're either feeding a disease or you're fighting it. Ciao.
When using a conventional security camera with infrared lighting for night monitoring, people, vehicles or other important objects can be blurry and blend into the background, making it difficult to identify details in black and white. ColourView technology by Hikvision enables cameras to produce colourful videos with rich details in extremely low light environments. Any detailed information, such as the colour of the hair and skin, colour of the clothing, will play a critical role in following authority investigations. The ColourView camera is also covered with a supplemental light to keep its performance even in extremely dark scenarios. ColourView. View in colour, even in darkness.
Listen, I'm a mojito connoisseur. I've drank mojitos near and far. And when you want a good mojito, trust me, the only place to get it is Culture Barn.
Cables, find that at Corazes. We have everything for your home at Corazes. Located in Kingston, located in Annisville. Pembroke, Diamonds and Beckwell. Shop at Corazes. Hardware Corazes. Helpful place Corazes. One place Corazes. Corazes.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Mark your calendars. It's the Everything Vincent Expo Plus.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner mode. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Isn't it good to know that no matter where you are, you're covered? Covered by a company owned by Vincentians that understands your unique insurance needs. At Metrosaint General Insurance Company, we've invested 50 years of service to guarantee that you have the peace of mind that you deserve. When it comes to motor vehicle, property, employer's liability, business insurance, and much more, we've got you covered. Our professional and friendly staff understands your needs and ensures you understand your options. Metrosaint General Insurance Company.
Keep calm. We're online now. Thousands of local content for your viewing pleasure. Live. Boom. IKTV. Tune in. Get interactive. Get involved with WhatsApp or Instagram. Interact Live. Party from home. Subscribe, follow, send us your voice notes.
To encourage one and all to share out kindness, share out compassion, share out patience, share out joy and love. From me to you, have a very Merry Christmas.
Let's check in with the dad and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Doc, good morning. You got somebody said yesterday that I probably need to send some grease for your chair because your chair is making some noise.
That's true.
Somebody said that on I think it was Winston who made that comment.
Yeah, that's
Good
true.
morning to you. Good morning to you, Doc. How are you doing this morning?
Just send me a new chair, it'll be all right.
just a new chair. Good morning to you, Doc. You again this morning. You come on with your serious face again. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Bing. Yeah, serious issues at stake. So we have very, very serious topics on your radio station this morning that they all call for contemplative discourse. And, it is not your standard jibe. It's very provocative stuff. Listen to the deep and heavy discussion that you've been having this morning. And I hope our Vincentian population would listen up and pay attention. So, take some time off from the music and the other chatter and listen to this. Listen to what is being discussed this morning. Sovereignty. And that matter came up. It was a common thread throughout all of the commentaries this morning, whether it was Jomo or Kenson or Candyman, or you had somebody else on, even Spencer with his call. Everybody is just sovereignty. Bishop Gordon too. Is it sovereignty? I wonder if we know what is meant by sovereignty. It's one of the favorite terms of Dr. Gonsalves, especially when he speaks at the United Nations. He unleashes, and I've often applauded him. You have heard me come on this station. I've often applauded him, commended him for his stand vis-a-vis the hegemonic endeavors of. Well, he uses some terms I won't use to describe the imperialists, and he calls them imperialists. And he makes it very clear that he would stand up and defend the sovereignty of small island developing states. I have quoted him because I like what he has said. I like his position on these things. Sovereignty. Sovereignty is the right to rule yourself. Let me conflate artificially, just for the purpose of this discussion. Let me conflate sovereignty and independence. Although there are nuances, they're not one and the same. We know that. But for convenience, I will treat them as one and the same. Sovereignty and independence. The right to rule yourself, to govern yourself, free from the interference of outside sources. Sovereignty. Authority over your own polity style of governance and policies. Authority over them. Sovereignty. And Dr. Gonsalves, Bing, how much time do I have, by the way? Because I don't want to get into this if I don't have the time to unpack it.
You got 10 minutes officially, but at times when necessary, I give you a couple of 5 minutes extra. So that's 15 minutes.
All right, okay. Dr. Gonsalves has stood up time and again to defend sovereignty, the right to rule ourselves. Sovereignty, governing, free from interference from outside sources, suggesting that there are outside sources that might want to interfere. In fact, I will quote him in just a little bit, what he says about that. I will quote him. The authority, like he said in his response to the Samoa matter, he said, nobody could legislate for us. That's what sovereignty means. That's what independence is. We have the right, the authority over our own polity and policies. Sovereignty. But while we think of sovereignty, we must also think of another extant, to use Dr. Gonzalez's word, extant reality. Present here and now, imperialism and hegemony, which in the main, when we talk about countries like whether it's Russia, what they're doing with Ukraine, which is a hegemonic move, China, mainland China, what they're doing towards Taiwan, that's hegemonic. Extending power and influence, whether through democracy or force, preferably democracy, but force. America, through the OAS, Organization of American States, has sought to extend their own hegemonic influence. We don't call it imperialism anymore because that is loaded and is a pejorative term. But in the same way I treated sovereignty and independence as one and the same for the purpose of this discussion, I'm going to treat hegemony and imperialism as one and the same for the purpose of this discussion. And America does it mostly through democracy. But remember Grenada, and remember, there's a host of Nicaragua. There are a host of countries to choose from where the hegemonic influence has been extended. Venezuela, a blockade, and so on. We had a president removed in Haiti, wasn't it? Acquisition to force. Hegemonic influence is an extant reality. It's here and now. It's present. While we battle to sustain sovereignty. I heard a term thrown out this morning, colonialism. I think that was Bishop Gardner who was throwing out that term, colonialism, having authority over, still having authority over people. And the traditional form of colonialism has morphed. In fact, all three things that I've talked about this morning, we have definitions. We have to understand that these terms, whether it's hegemony, imperialism, sovereignty, colonialism, these things are very fluid terms. What was considered sovereignty in the 1970s is not what sovereignty is today. What was considered imperialism in the 1980s is not what imperialism is today. What was considered colonialism 200 years ago, 250 years ago is not what is. They're modern forms, so we could talk about neo-imperialism. We could talk about neo-colonialism, because not that the idea, the axial concerns of these things have changed. It's just the way it is fleshed out and given to us has been different. So the old imperialism is gone, but there is still neo-imperialism. Dr. Gonzalez talks about this all of the time. It's a reality, and he fights against it. Neo-colonialism, stripped from its vestiges of the past that was so unpalatable, neo-colonialism has been rebranded and handed to us. So the question of sovereignty has to be looked at again, like you guys are looking at it this morning. What really is sovereignty? The right to rule ourselves and govern ourselves with policies, because we cannot discuss. Please understand the reality. And Dr. Gonzalez himself understands this reality. Again, if you stay with me, I will quote him. But Dr. Gonzalez understands the interplay, the dance that exists right now between, now listen to what I'm going to say, the dance that exists between sovereignty and survivability. The two are not divorced from each other. You cannot have, and particularly within the context that Dr. Gonzalez addressed it a couple of years ago, which I can't speak for him, so I will have to quote him directly. Survivability of small island developing states is survivability is something that is so almost congruent with let me take back congruent, but it's so intertwined with matters related to sovereignty that it is foolhardy to try to talk about survivability, and we saw that during COVID, by the way, to talk about survivability without to talk about sovereignty without talking about survivability. There are 4 particular issues. The hardline definition of sovereignty is giving way to a more fluid understanding of sovereignty. In fact, sovereignty in the old understanding of I'm independent, I manage my own thing, is becoming an archaic thing of the past. With all of the different world organizations that are existing for collaboration and cooperation, and some voluntary or seemingly voluntary, and some it becomes an imposition. Again, I will quote Dr. Gonzalez, just a while, bear with me. But this whole idea, I am on my own island, I'm running my thing. The whole ideology of cooperation and collaboration for the greater good is emerging and becoming manifest, whether it is the World Economic Forum, whether it is PAHO, whether it is World Health Organization, or whether it is Samoa, Cotonou before that. All of these, ECLAC, we are Organization of American States, NATO, which we are not a part of, I know, but all of these organizations that are emerging and powerful require a certain level of partnership, collaboration, and putting the greater good over individual isolated interests. So it almost foolhardy now to talk about sovereignty. Please hear me and understand that. Understand that. I mean, it's romantic to talk about defending your sovereignty. But all of these organizations and world bodies that I've mentioned, almost in tandem, are pushing some esoteric or some heavy issues that will trump individual independent concerns. Health. I'll give you 4. In which sovereignty has to take a back seat to collaboration. I'll give you 4. Health. We saw that with the pandemic. And I'm not going to unpack that now, but we saw that when WHO made proclamation. We are part of that, and our organizations, our health, we check the boxes with that. So when they define something as a pandemic, it is a pandemic. We can make laws and we can pass laws based on the fact that WHO says this. Health. Environment is a second one, in which national laws, policies, and all of that, they have to find a way of shaping themselves to fit within the environmental concerns of these larger bodies. I chatted with someone who was big in that just last week. Finance, and that is where I'm going to come to, and how the world bodies govern and Dr. Gonzalez said it, the financial arrangements of particularly the small island developing states that should have its own niche carved out for us so that we can survive. But that is being jimmied by the financial laws. So how could we talk about sovereignty, authority over your own polity, sovereignty, authority over your own polity and policies, when the financial institutions of the world have us at a chokehold? What is sovereignty? I mean, is sovereignty a thing of the past? Or is collaboration the way of the future? With respect to the LGBTQ, that I said I will give you 4: health and environment and finance and emerging now as we move from Cotonou into Samoa and other organizations to the EU and others, you are beginning to see a sense of let us get together on the same page concerning LGBTQ issues. Sexual health rights, reproductive health rights. What Dr. Gonzalez in his little address yesterday, I think it was, referred to, and I heard Sugar, Candyman referred to it this morning. Dr. Gonsalves said that the salient aspect, quoting word for word, the salient aspect, if I quoted him wrong, somebody forgive me, but the salient aspect in his little response to this some more thing, he said the salient aspect of the agreement is to advance inclusiveness, or whether you want to call that inclusivity. But he said to advance inclusiveness. And from the time you see that word, you know that that's not a new word. You know what comes with inclusiveness. You know the debate, you know the language, you know the mandates, you know the agenda. We know what is inclusiveness, what is meant by inclusiveness. And if the Samoa Agreement is to advance, quote unquote, quoting Dr. Gonsalves, if it is to advance inclusiveness, what kind of inclusiveness? Human rights, gender equality. I think he said those two. I'm sure he said human rights and gender equality. If I'm misquoting, then I'm. But then there's a whole nebulous arena of what now constitutes human rights. There was a time when there was some basic human rights and so on. But now there's some other fringe things that constitute basic human rights. It's not well defined. There are troublesome things that are clamored for and called for as this is my human rights, right? And many of these world bodies that I've referred to, that we collaborate with, have particular agenda and definitions and understanding of human rights that are not congruent with our traditional understanding of what constitutes human rights here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Bing, I'm almost done it. You said you'll give me extended time, but I have to respect that. Gender equality. Dr. Gonsalves said this salient aspect of the Samoa Agreement, I'm not making this up, just quoting what he said. This salient aspect of the Samoa Agreement is to advance inclusiveness, including human rights and gender equality. Well, gender, again, is one of those terms that is all out there. Gender used to be male, female. Gender used to be too, but gender is not that anymore. It's not binary. And these bodies that we associate with don't have an understanding. They don't have an understanding that gender is binary being. You know that, I know that, the world at large know that. Gender is not binary, it's not two, it's all out there. And the inclusiveness, to advance this inclusiveness that is part of the salient agenda of the Samoa, is to include gender equality. Whatever that may mean. Let me wrap up. Let me wrap up where I began. And I want to quote directly now. I began by saying that we use the term sovereignty, imperialism, hegemony, independence, and we need to understand what these terms mean. In fact, I am advancing the notion that holding on to the traditional understanding and arguing for we are sovereign, we make our own rules, we run things. That is romantic and it sounds good to say, but it's not our extant reality. I said that. We're not really sovereign. I said in 4 particular areas that are emerging. Health. There are concerns and policies that trump our own. We ban plastic, I think. Environment is one of those. Finance, LGBTQ issues, inclusiveness. These are now higher order issues that if you want to hold on to your traditional idea of sovereignty, you could, but you have the matter of survivability that's within the dance. And the two, you can't have one and not the other, the dance. So Dr. Gonsalves and I'll be done. In speaking particularly to the matter of how our sovereign right to have authority of our own policies, and in the finance sector, this is what Dr. Gonsalves said. For example, our Caribbean has had its correspondent banking arrangement compromised or withdrawn by the application of rules, not by us, not by ourselves. It was imposed. That's what he's saying, is an imposition. Our finance system has been subject to an imposition of rules which our governments, now listen this, word for word, which our governments have had little or no role in making. How does that sound like sovereignty? He says we are threatened by faceless bureaucrats in imperial centers. I wonder if Samoa is one of these imperial centers. Let me quote some more and I'll be done. Meanwhile, he said, interference in the internal affairs of our nation persists. Well, you know, I know he said that nobody could make rules for us. Nobody could influence what happens here. But here he's saying interference in the internal affairs of our nation persists through external state agencies. Imperialist or hegemonic centers. He is admitting that there are imperial centers and hegemonic centers, let me quote him directly, bent on imposing their wills to their advantage. So in our milieu, this is a reality that Dr. Gonsalves knows that we are facing up to. That there is an agenda out there, whether it is in health, it is in finance, it is in environment, or it is in the inclusiveness, to push towards inclusiveness. There is an agenda out there within the imperial and hegemonic centers, and he has said that they are bent on imposing their wills upon us to our advantage. So when we discuss things like the WHO, we have to discuss it within the context of what Dr. Gonsalves has said, that they are bent on imposing their wills on us. When we discuss things like the Economic Commission, when we discuss things like Samoa, when we discuss things like Cotonou, when we discuss matters of the OAS and whatever it is, I'm not singling out Samoa. I'm just saying when we discuss all of these, that we have to bear in mind what Dr. Gonsalves has said, that there are hegemonic centers bent on imposing their wills on us to their advantage. And in the 4 particular areas that I've pointed out, because I see them emerge in health and environment and finance and the matters of inclusivity with respect to LGBTQ. Now to Dr. Gonsalves' advantage, and again, I have said, and it is true, that Dr. Gonsalves and his government continue to hold traditional values and to seek to protect our conservative values. Make no bones about it. We know where he stands in it. We know where his government stands on it. And I believe him when he says, man, this is who we are. And our laws are to conserve the traditional biblical values and protect them. And I commend him. I commend him and his government for wanting that. But here is the reality, like I said yesterday, and this is my last statement. Dr. Gonsalves and his government, to what extent can we maintain our sovereignty in the face of this onslaught, which you have identified? I know your heart, but can we protect ourselves adequately? Can we stand up when we are striving for survivability? Can we stand up and hold on to sovereignty? And when we get into this agreement, to what extent, when you have said that they are bent on imposing their wills on us, to what extent can we survive if we don't allow them to bend our wills? Thank you, Bing.
Thank you very much, Doc. And for those like Candyman and the others in the ministry and others who have asked for us to replay Bishop Gordon Shady, just go ahead for me, please. Let's do that as we leave. Ask the Shady Room to just give us a couple of minutes, please, so that we can just replay Bishop Gordon Shady. Please go ahead.
Today is a very special day in the world. It's a once-in-a-generation day. Today, 79 nations are meeting. The African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations are meeting to sign a document. And it's an EU agreement with the African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. And the document is written as a trade agreement and as agreement of support financially, etc., for the African, Caribbean, and Pacific nations. But embedded in that agreement, and when it is signed, it is for 20 years, it cannot be revoked. When it embedded in that agreement is anyone who signs that agreement will have abortion legislation in their countries. They will have to impose abortion legislations, transgender, LGBTQ, comprehensive sex education, a whole range of values will be imposed because of the signing of the document. And what a wonderful day to have this reading. That leaders are not there for themselves, they are there for God. And they don't represent their ideology or their need to beg or their need to find whatever. They're there to represent what is right, what is true, what is noble, and what is beautiful. That's what leaders are there for. That's why they are elected. And the terrible thing is that we don't have a culture of advocacy in Trinidad and Tobago with our leaders. We put them there and we think, okay, they run themselves for the 5 years, and then after the 5 years, we decide to put them back or change them. And we don't see democracy as an engagement with the leadership in an ongoing conversation about what is good, true, noble, and beautiful for the nation. And so we put them there, and well, it's their business. But if they sign this, for 20 years, the nation is going to be in trouble. For 20 years. For 20 years. Now, people think that we are in a post-colonial society. And I keep hearing the term, and I keep asking myself, I don't know what they're talking about. There's nothing more colonial than LBGT ideology. Nothing more colonial than that. Biden has a document that he has signed that every department of America interfacing with every other country must make this a mandate in any relationship between the states. The EU is imposing upon us an ideology that is not ours and a value system that is not ours. And if we don't understand and wake up and smell the coffee quickly, we will find ourselves with values, with laws, with expectations, and with things being touted as rights that have nothing to do with us Caribbean people. Wake up and smell the coffee. It ain't far away, it's right here. Thank God, I understand that our government is not signing the document today. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. That our government got wind of it, has seen and understood, and they're saying they don't have enough information to be able to sign today. Thank God for that. Jamaica came out clearly and said, we are not for sale. But we are not for sale. Sorry. They came out up front, publicly, and said, we're not for sale. It's the rest of the small islands of the Caribbean that I worry about today. Because whoever signs that document will then have to impose laws on their people that are not in keeping with the culture, values of us Caribbean people. And it will be a colonial imposition one more time on small, fragile states, on Africa, Pacific, and us here in the Caribbean. Now read, let me go back to what the scripture says. I talking about what the scripture says. Listen to what it says. If as administrators of their kingdoms you have not governed justly, nor observed the law, nor behaved as God would have you behave, he will fall on you swiftly and terribly. Ruthless judgment is reserved for the high and mighty. The lowly will be compassionately pardoned. The mighty will be mightily punished. We can't keep our eye on the short-term benefit of a trade treaty promising us trinkets and glitter. We have to keep our eyes on the long-term benefit of the kingdom of God, on heaven itself, and on what God has asked us and put into our hands, both to foster and to protect. The dignity of the human person is not for sale. It is not for sale. And we, today, I see today as a day of mourning. I am relieved that Trinidad is not signing just yet. But I am not relieved that 79 nations are coming together today with a document that will impose upon them conditions that many have not understood, the sub-clauses and the hidden agendas in those documents.
On that note, that's where we say our goodbye until tomorrow morning. Oh my, I tell you, I just had an interesting call there. Oh wow. Hey, the media is really something else. What a call. Hey, listen, I had to tell caller that I'll call him back. Just gonna do that. Hey, until tomorrow morning, let's move. Shady, say your goodbye until like you have in your chest. I can't take any more calls on the radio. Shady laughing because he know who just called me. Shady, why you doing that? You doing that? You doing that? No more phone calls. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. It's not me, don't blame me. Don't blame me. Listen, you see Dr. Richards being quoted. Doc, you've been quoted as well, the newspaper. Everybody, Bishop Gunn recording needed. What did I do? My job is to be the fourth estate. I didn't do anything wrong. Doc, I didn't do anything wrong, right? Right. No. I'm Switzerland. Switzerland, we love everybody and everybody love us. I mean, we don't have no side. We love everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh, me? You mad?
And,
you mad?
Interesting call. I know for sure that's the person who just called me. I know for sure this is not the person who's calling me. Good morning.
Good day, Brother Bing. I just called to tell you.
I didn't hear you this morning, did I?
I tried to get in, but I just want to confirm something.
Yes.
This is Mr. Hamilton on a radio losing friends from NDP. When in 2000, I sent the document to you, when Camilo did the right thing. So Camilo went to a session at the United Nations. He said we had 92 things we had to choose from. He said, but I have resisted 17, which dealt mainly with death penalty, law-related, and burglary. And he said, I didn't do it. He went on to tell the world at that time, and so you hear people defend him, including Candyman. He said, further study by the government and wider consultation with the public before any response could be given. And so he said, people, before I bring anybody, and excuse my language, any homosexuality in my country. I commended him. And he said in this document, a number of countries also call on the countries to repeal all laws that criminalize sexual activities between consenting adults. However, Ambassador Gonzalez said that there was no public or legislative appetite to review any of the laws that prohibit incest. So it's not just homosexuality.
Yeah, wrap it up for me, please.
I'm saying this to say that it is not a right to have to be a gay and to have incest. And he got it right. Let me tell you what is a right. Quickly, just one last thing. All right. Let me tell you: right to life, right to liberty, access to information, human dignity, freedom and security, equality, right to religion and conscience, freedom to force, to have sex and encourage our young people like Biden. The only solution we got to ask now the opposition whether or not they will repeal it. Trump said he would repeal it. He said he will take away all them kind of worthlessness. And I am saying Friday, tell me if I could change my mind to vote again. Tell me if you're going to stand up. If you're going to stand up to God in it. Because I really can't understand how come Mr. Richards, Pastor Richards, I'm addressing you properly because really don't like it. How you can talk about sovereignty? There's no sovereignty, Pastor Richards. Sovereignty of God, which is the sovereignty of God Himself, Almighty, and the sovereignty of a democratic leader is the people's sovereignty, not Ralph Gonsalves Friday.
Let's end it on an easy note.
I love you very much. I love you, week.
All right, easy.
God bless you, brother. Love you very much.
God bless you. God bless you. Listen, while I was at the end of Bishop Gordon there, I had a call with someone very important who wanted to call in to the program tomorrow morning. But I think we've got some interviews, some paid interviews tomorrow. Check this.
You have another call?
Oh gosh. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Bing. Good morning, Bing. Good morning, man.
I tell you.
We have some real imposters in this country, you know. Imposters. Me call about the name, but we have some real imposters. And we have those who are trying to defend those who can't be defended and all of that, and all this melee that we are faced with today. But I'm glad Bishop Jason Gordon, who was chased out, run out of this country, his voice can still be heard. I noticed the Prime Minister didn't even want to call his name in reference to what he said he saw written by him or stated by him and so on. But the trend continues. Colonialism is still very much in our society. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you very much. Thank you for understanding. And thank you. No more calls, please. All right. We'll continue tomorrow morning. Until then, we're gonna love you.
Share out the Christmas with Boom 1069.
Sharing our love, our passion, and our goodwill to one and all.
Share out the laughter and fun.
She know vibes like rice and peas on a Christmas morning.